10 o'clock, good morning from the Circus Sports at the Mint Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Lucas Panzica. No Titans practice today. They'll be back at it tomorrow for joint practice with the Seahawks ahead of Sunday's preseason matchup. In NFL news, the Bucs and defensive tackle Vita Vea agreed to a one-year contract extension to end his hold-in. Vea will make $30 million fully guaranteed this season. In college football uniform news, it was announced yesterday that Tennessee and Alabama will wear the orange and crimson home uniforms for the third Saturday in October matchups in both 2026 and 2027. Tennessee football also today unveiled their smoky grays for 2026, honoring General Robert Neyland. Nashville Soccer Club grabbed another win on Wednesday at Red Bull, New York, with a stoppage time winner on a back post header by Maxwell Woleji. 1-0 the final. Nashville continues to separate at the top of the MLS table, now 7 points clear of Inter Miami. For all your foundation repairs and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Good morning. Welcome in to the show. Welcome into 104.5 The Zone. Feels amazing outside. Hope you guys survived the storms. We are back in studio for the day. We will be back at Titans training camp tomorrow for joint training camp practices with the Seattle Seahawks, the defending Super Bowl champion. Should be a lot of fun, a lot of good competition. 615-737-1045 is how you jump in here. In the meantime, we have 3 hours to kind of stretch our legs. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Live stream the show there if you would like to. Good morning, boys.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Have we figured out what we're getting for breakfast? Because it was probably the subject that was most debated before we walked in here as to why Lucas did not eat sufficiently before the radio show started.
The vending machine.
Where did you get? You
What
have
you
like
got
3 bags in front of you.
What do you have?
Flamin' hot flavored peanuts from the vending machine.
Okay, that'll go well later.
And some Jack Link's beef tender cuts. You guys want to do some ASMR?
Do you think that's going to really fill you up?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
That's a big thing on social media now, is just people opening things quietly, and it's just the sound of the
You didn't tap
wrap.
your fingers on it. You have to do the...
Yeah,
You have to...
God, I hate that so much. No, stop
it's a
it.
thing.
No,
it's a thing.
It's
There's a market
absolutely
for
a
it.
thing.
There's a market for it.
We're losing tens of hundreds of dollars to TikTok ASMR videos that we should
jerky.
be.
Now give us a chew.
Sounds solid.
Beefy?
Pretty beefy.
Yeah, that's not going to be enough.
I thought we were doing breakfast.
I'm
yeah.
down to do breakfast, or if you want to wait till 11 o'clock.
I'm super down.
What's at 11 o'clock?
Hattie
Bees?
There's uniform news.
We'll get there.
Well,
Hang
hold on.
Just a second.
I would like to get our
understand.
breakfast order in uniform.
All right.
Scrolled by these uniforms 6 different times this morning already. I don't know how much more uniform talk we can do. Hattie B's, how long before we can convince our hot chicken overlords to open things up for breakfast on the Hattie B's app? Because I feel like that's the next great step.
I feel
Hattie B's breakfast.
The next great step would be for them to give us a red phone to put in the studio that we could call, and it would just be a direct line to one of them, kind of like the bat phone.
Yeah, I have that.
Well, then put out the call.
No,
what are
no.
you waiting for?
No,
It's
but
all-
we don't have that. Like an actual phone.
Yeah.
No, mine
Like a
is
handheld with a cord.
Like the
mine
president
is
has
the
a big
bat
red button.
phone. Mine is the bat phone for Nissan Stadium Hattie B's. It's a very effective bat phone.
Yeah,
If
but
you
that's
want
just
an actual Hattie B's branded hot chicken phone. Would
Yeah,
it be
like-
in the shape of a chicken, like one of these 1990s novelty phones?
What you're talking about is just sending a text to Nick Bishop and the guys. Like, any of us can do that. We're talking about a physical phone in the studio that we pick up, and it can't make calls to any place except Hattie B's. And there's just buttons for each location.
But there's also it has to have a case over it, because if someone bumped into it and ordered Hattie B's and no one was here to eat it,
Yeah,
it would
no,
catastrophe.
it's Face ID. It's only our faces.
Oh,
that can
like the
open it.
biometric scanners they have at the football games now?
We have to like prick our finger and like give it a blood sample.
Yes.
It's an omerta, like in the mafia. You have to- it's the only way you get access to the phone. Because I feel like if we left it in the studio, the privileges would be abused by others who should not have.
Who are not worthy.
Tyler says we need Hattie B's in the studio the way Devontae Adams has a Taco Bell.
Yes.
It's like in his den.
Yes, but it only opens from the hours of 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Yes.
Because otherwise we'd have to pry Jackson away from it. And it can't just be a whole building thing.
I also have a new nickname. You know, there's Jackson Dart. I think our Jackson should be Jackson Fart.
I feel like you're Jackson Fart.
No.
I heard reports
We don't have to do this on air.
of you unceremoniously gassing the SeatGeek Terrace on your way to smoke a cigarette with Kirby yesterday. Multiple reports, multiple team sources. What do you have to say for yourself to these allegations?
I think there's proof.
You got a video, audio? Somebody had a hot mic?
Literally a hot mic.
I did.
Oh,
it.
that's right, because,
It was picked up on a hot mic.
No.
yes.
Yes, it was. That's
Yes,
what
it was.
we were told.
That's because the people who informed us are the people who have the situation mic'd at practice.
Like, they're up there with
I need a
cameras and
recording
mics.
of it. I need to know what it sounded like. I need to know.
I know what it sounded
Okay,
like. We
so-
could probably have Kroll do an impression because it's just basically his entire existence
Okay,
back there.
here's what happened.
No wonder he
okay,
looks so
God
scared.
forbid a guy stretch his legs a little bit, and one of the Titan weasels over there who doesn't know how to keep his mouth shut had to run and send it up the hierarchy. Oh, hey, who's that fat guy that works with Buck? He farted up here. Yeah, I did, and I'll do it again. I'll do it again Friday. I'll do it again multiple times on Friday. Do you remember the Cornell Tate catch where Kevin Winston, they kind of converged and it was the hit late in practice?
Yes.
When he did that, and I went, oh, I farted during that. I'm allowed to express myself.
That one just caught you off guard.
It did. It surprised me. So I don't like people being rats over there because I see a lot of things, too, that I don't say. Just remember that. Kind of like that raccoon having to walk to work. I bet y'all didn't want anybody to know that y'all don't let him ride the bus with everybody else. He's got to walk in from Lake Amulet to work.
The raccoon responded to you on Twitter.
He did. He said he's not allowed to drive a car. Four-wheeler's not a car. Give that man back his four-wheeler.
The old T-Rack had a four-wheeler.
He did.
The old four-wheeler had a, isn't it the SA recycling four-wheeler or something like that? Or is that our four-wheeler? Don't we have a four-wheeler?
What do you think they do
That's a
with
gator.
the old T-Rack, like the head and everything?
I saw some like scary behind the scenes. Is it the Muppets that has the two old men in the balcony?
Yes.
Okay.
Wallace and Gromit. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that's a dog,
That's
right?
a claymation.
Okay.
thing. It's Stanley and Waldorf.
Stanley and Waldorf. You know Stanley and Waldorf from the Muppets.
Mm-hmm.
They were doing like, I don't know if it was like a 60 Minutes on the Muppets or the people that operate the puppets or all these different things, but they took them behind the scenes of the places where they keep the puppets when the puppets aren't active, and it looked like Stanley and Waldorf were being hung. Like they were nude, just flat bodies. They didn't have their suit and tie on, just hanging from the roof. Like they take you into the place where they keep what's the elephant on Sesame Street? Sesame Street.
Snuffleupagus.
Snuffleupagus. I can say that, but I can't say street. And the thing is just like dangling from a ceiling. Like you walk into a dark room, you flip on the lights, and there is what appears to be a dead Muppet. Kind of jarring.
I have not had these peanuts. These are delightful. Very good. Flamin' Hot. Y'all like Flamin' Hot stuff?
You couldn't wait an hour for us to get lunch?
Yeah, I can wait an hour.
And while I'm waiting,
All right. So
he is
the only way that I can stop him from shoving hot peanuts into his face is to get him to tell us why these uniforms are important. Go.
Well, the uniform news of the week for
He's
me.
going to choke on one of these peanuts. I can't wait.
It is peanuts and popcorn are the worst broadcast foods.
it's like, when you go to the bank and you got to send them a check through that tube, Lucas is like every time he cuts his mic off,
Yeah, it's rough.
taking as many.
Popcorn is the worst broadcast food.
Well, because
Easily
the
the worst.
kernels,
Yes.
Ice cream.
the
Dude,
kernels can get like stuck
Yeah.
in the back of your throat.
Oh, yeah. And just literally, it sounds like somebody's choking you out.
Didn't that happen with a persimmon here? Like one of my mom's persimmons?
Oh, yeah. I ate one of the dried persimmons that you brought, and yeah, I choked. We had to edit an interview. So the uniform news of the week for me, Tennessee related, is the fact that for the first time since 1970, as announced yesterday, Tennessee and Alabama are going to wear their home jerseys on the third Saturday in October. This is amazing news. Fans have been begging for this. Shout out to Greg Byrne, the AD at Bama, and Danny White, the AD at Tennessee, for finally getting this done. They've got it locked in for 2026 at Neyland Stadium and 2027 in Tuscaloosa. This is as it should be. The orange of Tennessee versus the crimson of Alabama. Aesthetically pleasing, historic. Cannot wait to see that in action. More teams should do this. More rivalries should do this. USC and UCLA do this. Other than them, I don't know that there is one, like a rivalry in college football that consistently puts out the home and home uniforms. But it is an amazing look. I am so pumped about this. As somebody that typically doesn't get up and go crazy for uniform
Well,
stuff
that's
the way
why
many
I'm
people
so
do.
surprised with your obsession about this, because every time we attempt to talk about uniforms around here, you shrug your shoulders and say,
Yeah. No, I struggle to have strong opinions on uniforms and fashion things in general.
But I agree with you that this is an important thing and that more programs should do this to bring back the feeling of like, because what it reminds you of is like one of these like 1950s football posters, like matchup posters. You know what I'm talking about? The old school, right?
It's that old school look.
Where the uniforms are as visceral as anything on that. Because with the way that they've now changed the conference schedule, especially in the SEC, you have less frequently occurring rivalries that you're used to, right? Tennessee and Florida are not going to play this year.
Correct.
So when you have the opportunity to capitalize on nostalgia there, it feels like you should.
Yeah, so that
good.
was awesome news.
Smart by them.
And then today, Tennessee put out their smoky gray uniforms that they will wear for a game this year. The game has not been specified, but Neyland Legacy uniforms are what they're calling it. They are the smoky gray uniforms that actually don't have a power T on the helmet. The helmet is kind of a replica of the old school leather helmet. So you kind of have like the line going down the middle and then the line going across the helmet. They posted them on their official Twitter account if you want to take a look. The interlocking UT logo, that's kind of an old school nod to like it's a baseball inspired Tennessee logo, which was Robert Neyland's first love. The Neyland patch is on there. There's like blueprints on the shoulder pads because Neyland, of course, served in the Army Corps of Engineers. He used the same vision, I'm reading straight from the release, to help grow Shield Watkins Field into a cathedral of college football. The shoulder features blueprints from the 1948 expansion. Details still visible in the stadium's oldest sections today, which I do think is cool. So fans like it. I've never been big on the smoky grays in general. For me, it's like wear orange. I appreciate schools like Bama and Penn State that just don't even mess with the alternates, but I like the meaning behind it.
Yeah, that's Madborn, dog. Madborn.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Hopefully it mattered to some people. I know it didn't matter to you guys.
I'm just kidding. I loved it. How often?
The way I bullied him while you were talking into doing that, he didn't want anything to do with that.
How often do, I guess the Vols in particular, bring out a new uniform and then only wear it once and never bring it back again? Like, is this like a one-off thing? Is this something that...
I thought there was something with the Smoky Grays. Weren't they like cursed for a minute?
Yeah, in the beginning they were cursed because Butch, the Smoky Grays first came out with Butch, if I'm not mistaken, and he decided to roll them out like to get up for the Georgia game or something. And it's like, dude, we are not equipped to compete with Georgia. So Tennessee fans started associating the Smoky Grays with just the Vols getting shellacked. So Danny White reversed course a little bit and started rolling out the Smoky Grays.
Uniforms will save us.
Yeah, Tennessee started wearing alternates against like beatable SEC teams like Kentucky and like Minnows Cupcakes, which is a better approach.
That's such a Butch thing.
Austin Stanley of A to Z Sports texted me, said the Auburn game is what they're going to wear the Smoky Grays for. I haven't seen that. So, okay, if that's the case, they'll be wearing them when Alex Golish returns to Neyland Stadium.
You can interact with the show. Go ahead, Robert.
Do the Titans have a version of that? Do they have a cursed uniform combo?
No,
No.
I don't think so. I've never heard that.
Wait, no. The all navies I feel like in the last iteration of the uniform, the All Navies, they had lost a couple of games that were layups in those. Like that was the game that they went to Cincinnati, Lucas, and lost to Joe Burrow, rookie Joe Burrow.
Rookie. Bad Cincy team. That was Joe's breakout game.
I think, and it wasn't like a long ongoing thing because it's not like they had those uniforms for a very long time. I think it was 8 years in total that they wore those versions. But the All Navy, I think, had a little bit of bad juju, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I don't think the Smoky Grays have that. I loved the Smoky Grays with the helmet that had the Smokies in the background, like the horizon of the Smoky Mountains. I thought those were awesome, but yeah, I appreciate all the meeting and honoring General Nealand. I am typically of the mindset of just wear orange, man. But I do love the dark modes. I think those are cool too with the black helmets.
40-year-old virgin is the answer to your question.
Bustin' Diamond in the chat just randomly threw in a movie quote. What is it? I have to scroll up. First of all, you're throwing too many big words at me. Because I don't understand them, I'm going to take them as disrespect. Great line. Who says that in 40-Year-Old Virgin?
I'm pretty sure it's, what's his name?
Is Paul Rudd in that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's the manager, right?
No.
Paul Rudd is the guy who is dating the woman that...
Mindy Kaling.
I changed my email.
Okay.
It's like, well, I didn't know that. Cheyenne and I watched, we talked about rom-coms. What day was that? Tuesday? It had to be the day we were in studio. Wedding Crashers.
All time.
Dude.
Rom-com?
Yeah, it is a rom-com.
It's a rom. Absolutely.
Because he's in love with
Rachel McAdams.
Yeah,
Okay,
thank
but
you.
what percentage has to be...
Kevin Hart. That's right. Kevin Hart's cameo in 40-Year-Old Virgin. He's the one that says that line.
I need to rewatch that
Yeah,
movie.
Kevin Hart appears in one scene of that movie. He was not famous at the time, and he's the one who says that line. It's such a good line.
That's excellent. What were we talking about? Rom-coms. What percentage of the movie has to be comedy versus romance for it to officially be a rom-com versus a comedy? Because I would immediately put Wedding Crashers in comedy. Because there is romance, but the romance feels like a sideshow. Like you're there to laugh at Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson.
See, I feel like the comedy is the vehicle to get to the romance.
Mm-hmm.
Like the premise is they crash weddings, they sleep with these women who are emotionally available, and then they dip. But then he finds himself, he falls for this woman. Yeah. And eventually he starts breaking all the rules. Yeah. And Vince Vaughn's like, hey, I got a stage 5 clinger. Let's get out of here. This broad is crazy. I don't want to.
That whole dynamic is excellent. The whole movie. What's that actress?
Amy Fisher.
She's funny, man.
She's phenomenal.
Lucas has got him today. I can never remember female actresses' names.
It's because we fed him.
She was great in Hot Rod.
And also you hate women.
No, that's not true. I just despise them.
Jesus.
That's none of it's true. We're all joking. We're friends.
We've all heard your Cheyenne voice.
Yeah. Well, she fell asleep. I turned over to look at her. I was like, this is like my favorite part of the movie when they're playing football. He's like, dude, I was all state. I can put the ball wherever I want to. It just dogs him out. If I had breath in my lungs, I'd yell at you right now.
Is that...
Isla Fisher, not Amy Fisher. Thank you, Tom.
God, do the stupid thing.
Stupid.
He can't take his hand out of the peanut bag long enough to do Somebody in the chat says Lucas is about to have that room smelling crazy.
Just peanuts.
I honestly think no matter how many different kinds of food he could ingest and then violently, viciously burp out at some, because you know that's coming.
That is my white whale, dude. That is my white whale.
Look forward to at some point during the show. He's just
the biggest ruse you guys have put on.
You're a liar. You're a liar.
You have never been more of a liar.
Dude, even if I had a Bigfoot-esque video of you like doing your burp fart, like I would still play it. Grainy.
You are literally Kevin James.
Just a ruse.
In Grown Ups.
It sounds like he's hurting himself when he... That's how his burp sounds.
It makes me feel chest pain when he does it. It just erupts from his chest.
I don't think he's
violently.
actually burping. I think he's releasing pressure or something. I don't think that's actually a burp proper. Because I've heard him burp proper.
So anyway, I have that to look forward to today.
We never figured out what we're going to eat.
He's too busy eating. Somebody else in the chat said, how hard am I going to clout chase tomorrow with the Hard Knocks cameras? I didn't even think about that. Seahawks are on Hard Knocks. Has anybody watched the Seahawks on Hard Knocks? I completely forgot about that.
I haven't watched Hard Knocks in years.
Baker Mayfield's rookie year is the last time I watched a full season of Hard Knocks.
I watched it when they did the AFC North.
That was last year?
Yeah.
And that's the in-season Hard Knocks.
Correct.
Was it any good?
It was okay, but you just kept saying, like, I wish I was watching my team. Like, I wish I was watching my team. Oh, my team's on. Oh, I wish. Now it's back to the Steelers.
Yeah.
I wish I was watching my team.
Okay.
I see all the clips I need to see on Twitter of it. Like Mike McDonald talking to Sam Darnold and them laughing about Jim Harbaugh, or like it's the same thing I feel about the Manning cast or anything else like that. I see all the clips I need to see on Twitter.
Titans' best chance to get on Hard Knocks. Seahawks in town. 615-737-1045. The number will play you a snippet of the install with Greg Cosell. Talked a lot about the defensive rookies today. One guy trending in a positive direction and one guy looking like he might be stuck in a depth role. We'll tell you who coming up next.
I'm in here snacking on these flaming hot peanuts, and they're fine, but they're doing nothing to fill the hole in my heart with how much I'm missing Hattie B's hot chicken right now. That is what I am craving, and that is what we are probably going to open up our apps for and go ahead and order for delivery. And you can do that, too, from any one of Hattie B's Middle Tennessee locations, whether it's in West Nashville, on Charlotte, Melrose, Midtown, now brand new to East Nashville, right there on Gallatin, even at Geodis Park and at Nissan Stadium when you're watching Nashville SC or the Tennessee Titans this weekend. Hattie B's is there for you with that crispy, juicy, perfect hot chicken, whatever heat level you like, the scratch-made sides straight out of a meat in 3, and, of course, the new limited-time-only Hattie Melt. Try it out, fried or grilled, whatever spice level, grilled, melted cheese, pickles, and that new limited-time Hattie Q sauce. Barbecue-y, smoky, creamy, perfect. Check it out while you have the chance. Download the app, build up those rewards, and order Hattie B's today.
Welcome back to the show, fueled by Hattie B's Hot Chicken. All right, so we were going to do a thing where we let the audience help us pick which Titans player we have on tomorrow, but we've already had one suggested to us. Should we still crowdsource it anyway? And maybe if we can't get a different player, we just don't tell them?
Well, we're going to get more players as time goes on, so their input is always welcome.
No. So we're going to let you guys make submissions for players that you want to hear on the show. We only have a few opportunities left at training camp because we have a week and a half left before camp is over, and there will still be opportunities, I think, in the extra week of practice that they have leading up to get out there. But right now, we only have a handful of opportunities left. So we want you guys to have some input on which Titans players you want to hear on the show. And so we'll do that at what time, Robert? What time you want to do that today? 11:20?
Sounds good to me.
And as a result, we'll be able to give away Titans tickets to the preseason game.
That's right. We have Titans Ticket Thursday. I think you have an opportunity with every single show on the zone today to win tickets to the preseason game to see them take on the Seahawks at Nissan Stadium.
And our time is going to be at 11:20. So make sure that you are listening at 11:20, and we'll tell you exactly how you can try and win those tickets. Brett Kern is definitely going to be on the show tomorrow at training camp. So we'll look forward to having Brett a part of the proceedings, and we'll be able to give you live updates. Lucas, people are really enjoying your play-by-play for them at Titans practice when they're open. It is probably one of the more popular things we've done as a show. You're doing a really good job.
Well, thank you.
Too many people have said nice things about him lately.
Yeah, his head is almost getting as fat as his ass.
Impossible.
That is physiologically impossible.
Picture it didn't happen. What was the classic? You're about to shower without me? Let's see that.
People are suggesting John Franklin Myers on the radio show, and we have a reason why we can't pick him, but we will do that at 11:20 today. I can't wait to play that audio. God, I wish we could play it unfiltered. But at 11:20, we'll have your opportunity to win some Titans tickets. In the meantime, I want you to hear this clip of The Install with Greg Cosell. We talked a lot about Keldrick Falk and Anthony Hill. I don't know whether Hill is going to make a push here late to get out there with the starting defense, but right now, based on what Greg's seeing from him on tape and what his reps are telling us at practice, it looks like they may be in a situation where they have to slow play Hill. Different situation for Keldrick Falk, and I'll let Greg tell you why with this portion of today's podcast. Welcome into The Install with Greg Cosell of NFL Films. Off today for training camp for us, Greg, but tomorrow we get some joint work with the Seattle Seahawks, the defending Super Bowl champions. I can't wait to see the competition first and foremost, but it's always fun when you get to see Jackson Smith-Njigba and Leonard Williams and all the other great players that are on that Seahawks roster.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're pretty good. They're Super Bowl champs, and they're a very interesting team in so many different ways. Like every team, there's questions for them as they go into the season. And in a preseason game, obviously those questions aren't going to be answered necessarily. I mean, who knows who they're even going to play? I don't know if they've even said that. But they're obviously an elite team in the league, just in terms of the personnel, in terms of the way they're coached, the way they play defense is really, really interesting. So it'll be a good test. And these practices, I know that there tends to be fights and a lot of people get upset, but coaches really like these practices and working against different teams and seeing different things and giving their players an opportunity. I saw some great quotes actually this morning by Vic Fangio, because the Eagles are playing in New England this week, and they had the joint practice yesterday, and Fangio spoke about how much he really liked it in terms of evaluating his players and in terms of just seeing different things. So it's obviously a little more intense, but it is football. To get ready for a football season, guys, unfortunately or fortunately, do have to play football. And I guess the unfortunate part is every once in a while guys get hurt, but it is football.
Yes, and as evidenced by our last conversation, Greg, specific to the preseason game with Cam Ward being out on a field with guys that can hit him for the first time, right? Looked a little sped up, as we talked about. So you gotta get your feet wet. You got to get those initial let those initial bullets fly by you before you start to get into a rhythm. Get your comfort level back. Get your sea levels back or sea legs back before the regular season.
No. Yeah, guys have to play. I mean, you know how coaches are. And, it's one thing not to play, let's say Josh Allen, although he did play last week, for two or three series, I think it was, maybe two. My guess is he might be done, guys like that. But you still have to play football. The last thing you want is guys not to be ready to play week one because it just becomes different week one. Everything is faster, and for maybe veterans, they're used to that, but younger players need to play in some games and game action before week one.
Just quickly on Seattle before we move on to some final notes from that Thursday preseason game, and obviously we'll move on to talk about more of the Titans and their starters as the preseason progresses. I just wanted to ask you quickly about Seattle and their offense. Obviously, you've got Clint Kubiak, who's going to the Raiders. Brian Fleury is going to be the next offensive coordinator there. We understand what Mike Macdonald's defense is. We've talked about that at great length.
Yeah.
But with Brian Fleury coming over from San Francisco, obviously there's going to be some schematic familiarity from the Shanahan schemes.
Yeah, and Kubiak had that familiarity as well. So the methodology and the terminology will probably be the same. Now, what you get into, which none of us know, is individual play calls in games, how Brian Fleury goes through a game. But I'm sure conceptually there's not going to be much different. I mean, last year, for instance, the Seahawks had the second highest percentage of under center snaps in the NFL. Only the Rams had more. I would doubt that's going to change much at all. Darnold, amazingly enough, he was the most blitzed quarterback in the NFL last year. But this was a team that, was very, very good on offense. And Darnold was not sacked very often at all. I think he was sacked only 25, 26 times, something in that range. And they were very good, really good at it. 12 personnel playing with two tight ends. So, I would doubt much of these sort of broad strokes would change. As I said, now you get into what happens during the games, and there's no way to know that.
Right. We'll look forward to seeing them in town tomorrow as we tape this on a Thursday morning, and then Tennessee has a preseason game hosting Seattle on Sunday night. So speaking of preseason, Greg, again, just for the audience's edification, we don't dive too deep into preseason games, but I know you do have some notes, some leftovers after we discussed Cam Ward last week, and I was curious what your observations were on a larger scale after we talked about the quarterback at some length.
Yeah, well, what I do mostly in the preseason, Buck, as I'm sure people probably know if they've listened to me, over the years, is I because I do so much college work, I probably watch every year 200 to 250 college players who will be in the draft in detail. So I'm familiar with a lot of players from their college tape. So to me, I like to look at them as individuals because I'm not worried about tactics or schematics because that's not really what the preseason is about, as you know, and I'm sure most people listening know. So, I'm looking at players like, Fernando Carmona, Anthony Hill, Kendrick Falk. I'm looking at individual players just to see, number one, what they're asked to do, and number two, do they do it well or not so well? So for me, that's really what I do when I look at the preseason. And it's funny because I went back and I actually pulled it up now, but I went back after I watched the tape, the offensive tape, to look at Carmona, who I actually thought had some really good snaps in that game. One or two not so good, but that's to be expected. But it's funny. He's a guy that played a lot of college football. He had 49 games in his college career, playing at two schools, playing at San Jose State, and of course playing at Arkansas. And I finished up my report on him when I watched his college tape, saying that his game was built on consistency of execution, both as a run blocker and in pass protection. And I said his physical dimensions and play style and strengths would likely lead some offensive line coaches to believe that his future at the next level is at offensive center. Now, obviously, he's going to play guard, but I clearly thought that he was going to be an inside player based on watching his college tape. And from everything I'm reading, and you're there, of course, it seems as if he's on track as we speak today. And of course, there's a lot more work to be done, that if they had to play a real game tomorrow, he'd be the starting right guard.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, realistically, there's only a week and a half left in training camp, right? Less than that, Greg.
Right.
So they're in a
Right.
situation where Carmona has been running with the ones, I would say, for the better part of 2 weeks now, including that preseason game. And just talking to Carmen Brasillo, the offensive line coach, beyond what he brings as far as the technique and the learning curve that he has, and to your point, he's played a lot of football, which helps shorten the learning curve a little bit for him coming in at the pro level. They just like that he finishes, that he's got that nastiness to him because they're
He sure
trying to
does.
establish something as an offensive line,
Yeah.
and that was something they lacked last year.
Well, it's funny you say that because I made that point in my notes. The final point in my strengths category was outstanding playing personality, battled and competed on every snap, strong finishing mentality with a nasty streak. So you want that certainly in your interior offensive lineman. And they used him quite a bit as a puller too in the run game, and I thought he handled that pretty well. He showed, I thought, good movement, good tracking ability. I think he's got the traits to be a starting guard in the league.
Certainly, they seem to agree with you, Greg, if for no other reason than out of necessity, given their options right now on the interior offensive line. You also mentioned Keldrick Falk, the other first-round pick. Carnell Tate gets a lot of the headlines, obviously wide receiver, flashier position.
Sure.
But Keldrick
Yeah.
Falk played a lot of snaps
Played a lot
relative
of
to the
snaps.
rest of this group in that preseason game. Jacob Martin, who's the starting defensive end, was out with a knee strain. Been working his way back into practice, so that was to the benefit of Falk and getting him some additional experience. What'd you see?
Yeah, Falk, I thought there were some good examples of him setting the edge in the run game. I made a note on the first play of the 49ers' third possession where he showed really good point of attack strength. He maintained his outside leverage, then displaced the tight end block to make the tackle for a 1 yard gain. That's what you're looking for edge players. And by the way, he played, I think, every snap essentially on the edge. There were a couple of times where they brought the linebacker down. He was usually Gray into a 5-man front with a reduced front. So Falk lined up, more inside. But he pretty much in the 4-man line, he did not play inside. He played outside. So I assume they see him that way, unless we see something different in the next preseason game against Seattle on Sunday night. I thought there was one pass rush where he had a really good spin move. Obviously, it didn't turn out to be anything because I think the guard came and helped, but he beat the tackle. And I forget which tackle it was, but it doesn't really matter. But it was a really good spin move as a pass rusher. Um, I thought that he was. Did he stand out? No, I mean, I didn't come away going, "Oh my God, that was awesome." But I thought he hung in there and played well. Don't forget, it's the first game for these guys.
Yeah.
Another guy who's a second-year guy who.
So that is a portion of today's episode of The Install. You heard his analysis there of Keldrick Falk if you want the Anthony Hill stuff. And there's some really good stuff on the second-round pick out of Texas and where he kind of slots in as far as what his snap count is telling us from the preseason game as well as practice. Definitely worth checking out. Wherever you get your podcast, Robert, it's available via podcast and will be on YouTube later. You don't need to throw your headset. Are you upset?
No, I just meant to knock my ear off, and I knocked the whole thing off. It'll be up before 11, before the hour's over.
Very good. So you can check that out here in just about 20, 30 minutes from now. 615-737-1045. We've got phone calls, so we'll take some, and we'll also give you just a wonderful moment from today in sports history next.
Those who don't know their history are doomed to repeat it. For that reason and that reason alone, we revisit moments throughout sports history to learn and extrapolate everything we can so we will not repeat them. This is Today in Sports History.
You almost nailed it.
Yeah, I know. It's really close.
It was good. I liked the voice. I liked the tone.
You just off the cuff with that?
Yeah, I thought about it in the break.
I'm going to give you a pass.
I'll make it a real thing so I can redo when I mess up and I don't say revisit. I say revisit.
It's more authentic.
Remix.
Today in Sports History.
Tom Brenneman. How many people remember Tom Brenneman? Longtime television face and voice of the Cincinnati Reds. Tom Brenneman, 6 years ago today, was on the call of a Reds game. Who was the Reds' opponent in this game? I don't know that I ever looked that up. Maybe it doesn't matter.
Kroll thinks it is the Royals.
Okay. So we will go with the idea that Tom Brenneman, 6 years ago today, was on the call of a Reds-Royals game. And in the commercial break of this Reds-Royals game, he utters a homophobic slur on a hot mic. And then, instead of immediately yanking him from the broadcast or just putting the baseball on and letting the game play out without a commentator, they let this man get back in front of the camera and deliver one of the most hilarious apologies of all time.
I pride myself and think of myself as a man of faith. As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be a home run. And so that'll make it a 4-0 ball game. I don't know if I'm going to be putting on this headset again. I don't know if it's going to be for the Reds. I don't know if it's going to be for my bosses at Fox. I want to apologize for the people.
So he goes on to apologize to his bosses at Fox first before he apologizes to the segment of the population that is likely bothered by the fact that he just ripped a homophobic slur in a hot mic situation.
As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be a home run.
Seamlessly in the middle of this apology.
Still a pro.
Delivers in the most baseball broadcaster way of all time. Because the thing about baseball broadcasters that I love, Lucas, even though I'm not a baseball fan, is they can seamlessly, because of the downtime in the game between pitches and things like that, they can tell stories, right? It's what makes Vince Scully a legend, because he can bob and weave seamlessly through one of the most captivating stories you ever heard about the time he found a garden snake in his house or something like that while calling a Dodgers game. And yet Tom Brenneman, in the midst of apologizing for this, who the hell let him get back out there is the question.
I pride myself and think of myself as a man of faith.
The CW did is the answer.
Oh, it was some years after this, because it has been 6 years since that call. I think he has, within the last year or 2 years, reappeared on the CW doing college football games.
The thing that kind of gets left out and forgotten about is there was not a soul in that stadium. No. Because it's in the middle of 2020. So just to add on to that, it's an empty stadium. I don't even know if he's on site, because when the camera's on him, it looks like he's in a Fox studio. And so I'm trying to...
Maybe a road game?
Right. Like, was this game in Kansas? Yeah, it was in Kansas City, because they were...
So maybe he didn't
This was
travel.
the top of the fifth. The Reds were at the plate in the top of the fifth. So I don't think he traveled. I think he was literally in a studio back in Cincinnati or wherever. So it's a remote broadcast. Nobody's in the stadium. And he got a little too comfortable back there, and it resulted in... Is that the most infamous sports broadcasting moment in modern history?
Oh.
Modern history.
It would be up there with having the time of my life.
Yeah.
Or the Broncos sideline reporter.
Sergio Dip.
Oh, is that?
Vance Joseph.
Yes.
Hang on one
Having
second.
the time of his life.
Yes. Okay. No, that trumps Sergio Dip. Sergio Dip had like a month.
Yeah.
Really. What about Kevin Harlan calling on Westwood 1, I think? It's a streaker on the field during a Jets 49ers game.
Oh, like doing the play-by-play?
It's amazing.
Oh, yeah, but that's just Kevin Harlan being awesome. I'm talking about infamous.
Was
like,
Kevin Harlan the get away from the cop speed guy?
No,
That's
that's
Gus
Gus
Johnson.
Johnson.
Yeah, Gus Johnson.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to do that today. That was CJ2K.
Yes, it was.
That was a CJ2K touchdown.
Well, you know whose fault this
Get
really
away from
is.
the cop speed is crazy.
That's a wild thing to say on a broadcast, isn't it?
Nuts. Well, he
God.
was it also Gus Johnson who had the Ohio State call like,
Yes.
"You've got barbecue back there and you didn't invite me." Hurt my feelings. Oh, it was so good.
No. Remember, Lucas hates Gus Johnson.
Oh, that's
I don't
right.
hate Gus Johnson.
Lucas, because Gus Johnson was also on the call for the comeback of Indiana on the road at Penn State, and that's Omar Cooper in the back of the end zone.
Hey, hold on, I think I have.
It
Lucas.
literally sounds like your Cheyenne voice.
Hurt My Feelings is hilarious, though. That's so funny. Bustin' Diamond says Joe Namath trying to kiss Susie Colbert. That is absolutely
That's infamous.
like trying to assault Susie Colbert on the air.
He's playing the game better than we are.
God, when was
Like
that?
that's what I'm talking about. Like infamous, controversial.
When was the Gus Johnson?
Right in the mid. That's
Omar
like
Cooper?
Yeah.
last season.
Yeah, it would have been this past season. I want to say like mid-October. I can't remember exactly.
I've got to look back through.
No,
his
exactly
file.
what it was.
in our lifetimes, it's Tom Brenneman. I mean, that's the most infamous, controversial, disastrous sports broadcasting moment that we have ever seen with our own. I mean, it's not even close.
I'm having a hard time coming up with anything close.
First down and goal at the 3. Power formation. Warren looking.
That's intercepted. Oh my goodness!
Unbelievable. Wow, Jack Sawyer.
That was Ohio State, Michigan. That's right. That's intercepted. Oh my goodness!
What file did you pull that out of?
I just put in Lucas Gus Johnson. And I said
I wasn't that far off.
Okay,
But that, yeah,
your impression there is borderline problematic.
that's what it was. The Omar Cooper one was a separate one, but that was his call of Ohio State, Michigan, like 3 years ago, maybe. That crazy goal line interception.
Power formation. Warren looking.
That's intercepted. Oh my goodness!
Unbelievable.
Because he tags it.
Jack Sawyer.
Like if you could just keep the crowd noise, I'm telling you, you wouldn't hear a difference.
You wouldn't hear a difference.
Oh man!
Imagine saying that to Gus Johnson. If I ever, for whatever reason in this universe, get the opportunity to be in the same room as Lucas and Gus Johnson,
We got to get him on the show, right?
be like, Gus,
Oh,
he does a really good impression.
Darius says
Oh, get rid of that.
Lee Corso.
The little
Oh,
person.
he's had so many. Lee Corso's had multiple. F it. That's my favorite.
But it's comedic. It's not infamous, right? Like Joe Namath and Susie Colbert is infamous because it's deeply problematic.
It's bad, yeah.
Even then,
He was hammered. Like,
then it was bad.
well,
like
Lee
he-
Corso had one with the little person, right?
yes. Yeah, but he called a kid. It was a little kid.
M word.
No. No.
They did. That happened.
Well, you know whose fault this is. This is all because of Norm Macdonald telling this story about Bob Uecker, about how Bob Uecker in the middle of games would be calling the action and then hit his cough button and be like, look at the cans on that chick, and then pop it off and then go back to calling the game. If he would have never told that, all these other broadcasters would not feel so flippant to say things.
This isn't infamous either, but the only thing that even gets close to me is Richard Sherman and Aaron Andrews.
That's just a
That's like one of the most, that may be the most memorable, like, post-game interview.
It's an iconic post-game interview.
Not infamous.
Yeah,
See,
no.
if you want to do infamous, I would do, and this isn't really a post-game interview, but it's Richard Sherman and Trent Williams. Like, hey, what you going to do? I'm going to punch you in your face. Well, then do it then. And he punched him in the face. Well, then do it.
Can you find, since we're playing funny play-by-play calls, I'm sorry I'm doing this to you. I know you're not a jukebox. Can you find for me, and he's just passed away, actually, I think. Is it Roger Sterling? No, Roger Sterling's a character in Mad Men.
John?
Is it John Sterling, the Yankees play-by-play guy that just passed away? He gets hit in the head with a baseball, and he calls him getting hit in the head with the baseball. Robert, I'm telling you, it's one of the funniest things you've ever heard in your life.
Hold on. I'll play it before we get out of here, but we got to hurry.
There was also that Flyers play-by-play guy that got suspended, somehow did not get fired for a hot mic moment like this past hockey season. I'm pretty sure.
While you're down there.
Yeah. That was really bad.
You definitely remember this. Don't make that
look it up in the break. We can't say what he said on the air. Yeah, it was a rough. I cannot believe that dude did not lose his job.
Hopefully John Sterling doesn't cuss in this.
I don't think he does.
He was a pro.
Let's hear it.
It's coming.
R.I.P.
Now the 3-2 swung on, a pop foul back here. Ow! 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 It really hit me. I didn't know it was coming back that far.
But then he keeps the play-by-play. Ow.
What an icon.
Ow.
What an
It
icon.
really hit me.
Hold on. I'm geeking out. That's so good.
Now the
Go ahead.
No, you go.
you go.
Well, I was going to say Brandon has one.
3-2 swung on, a pop foul back here. Ow! 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 It really hit me. I didn't know it was coming back that far. So once again, it'll be a 3-2. And Holmes ready to deal. A ground ball to third. Donaldson squares, throws to first in time. Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
What a legend.
You know, that foul ball actually hit me. It kind of glanced off my forehead.
The owl is saying owl is
He's
so
like
funny.
85
That's
in that
so
clip.
good. What a legend.
That old man just got drilled with a baseball and kept calling the game.
Locally, Brandon points out Tim Priest, who had multiple, along with Bob Kessling on the Vol Network. He points out, get you some of that Jalen Tabor in the Florida game, but it's the damn it call. Tim Priest yelling "damn it" when Jarrett Garantano threw a goal line pick in Gainesville. The damn it.
I'll find that. I'm sure we have calls on this. We can take calls on this.
All right,
next.
very good. We're very late. I'm Buck Rising. It's 104.5 The Zone.
11:04. Good morning from the Circa Sports at the Mint Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Lucas Panzica. No practice today. The Titans are back at it tomorrow. It's joint practice tomorrow with the defending Super Bowl champion Seahawks ahead of Sunday's preseason matchup at Nissan Stadium. In NFL news, the Bucs and defensive tackle Vita Vea agreed to a one-year contract extension to end his hold-in. Vea will make $30 million fully guaranteed this season. Nashville Soccer Club grabbed another win Wednesday at Red Bull New York, a stoppage time winner on a header from Maxwell Waleji. 1-0 the final. Nashville continues to separate at the top of the MLS table. They are now 7 points clear of Inter Miami. For all your foundation repairs and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
I mean, we have actual things to talk about today, but we're having too much fun going back through ridiculous play-by-play calls, ridiculous moments in sports TV, infamous moments in sports broadcasting, because we are doing this on the heels of the 6-year anniversary of Tom Brenneman having a hot mic moment and then getting back on the broadcast afterwards and performing one of the most ridiculous apologies you've ever heard in a setting where that apology probably never should have seen the light of day. But we have phone calls to take on this. Now, another infamous submission that was suggested by the chat, and it's a good one, is Don Imus. Lucas, do you know who Don Imus is?
No.
We do not. As for me and my house, we do not like Don Imus around here.
Okay. Robert, tell Lucas who Don Imus is.
He was the king of, New York? Like, a king of New York radio, and the reason...
He was Stern before Stern.
Right. And when Stern came into town, and I believe the time slot in front of him, he was very jaded and dejected towards Stern, talked a lot of crap about him. So, and I remember when Don Imus died, Stern held a eulogy on his show, crapping all over him, being like, thank you for being the iron that sharpened my iron, but also bleep you. We do not like Don Imus if you're a fan of Howard Stern.
But he was a huge, shock jock personality in the country. He was...
And a voice guy. He had a big booming voice, great radio voice.
So he was still doing radio. I don't know how old he was, but he was definitely late in his life, still doing radio in 2007 on a simul. It's kind of like a Feinbaum situation, early Feinbaum, where it was simulcast. So you just had one camera pointing at a backwards angle of his head. And he was talking about Rutgers women's basketball, and he referred to the players as nappy-headed hoes. And that was a huge,
yes.
huge,
oh my God,
obviously racist and sexist moment, and he got ran off the air after I don't know how many years he had been broadcasting, but that is also an infamous moment. I remember that happening in 2007. For some reason, I just now, for the first time, saw what Don Imus looks like. Shocking to no one that Don Imus, somebody who looks like that, made those kind of comments.
My God.
Yeah. So, not the best moment. An infamous moment, for sure. You have more funny stuff back there?
I do. I want you to take the call on 4, though, because it's going to set up another funny moment.
All right. 615-737-1045, the number, and is on line 4.
Hello?
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 Oh, this is Ann Hirsch and Ann Hirsch's wife, Mrs. Ann, as I'm known by on 104. We're calling about the Boston Red Sox foul ball, and you hear the play-by-play commentator say, and here comes the pizza.
Thank you for the call.
So, you guys, I was unfamiliar with this, but I watched it in the break. So, a foul ball goes into the stands, hits a fan, and everything else ensues.
Left side ranging is Cabrera. Now coming is Anderson, and interfered with? No. Into the stands, the umpire ruling Tim Timmons and one beverage less than they had before.
Let's see, how does this happen? It wasn't even him. Oh, wow. It's Buddy. Oh, where did it go? What was that came flying in?
I'm not so sure that was a mistake, which on his shoulder. It looks like somebody may have thrown some stuff on him just to add insult to injury.
But I'd be kind of ticked off myself if somebody fired a pepperoni pizza at me.
So the fans are arguing. They're trying to figure out who threw this.
Until he gets thrown out.
That was unnecessary.
That really was uncalled for. Oh, he's got pizza on his face.
He did some investigative reporting on who and what was thrown at that gentleman. And that gentleman has been ejected, but it was an ugly, ugly sight. And I don't know why it was necessary. Now watch. I can't circle. I don't have my telestrator today, but here comes a pizza. See it? Oh, cheese.
Cheese.
Here comes the pizza.
If you saw it,
Gotta turn your mic on.
It's really good.
Must have been better in the moment.
I had to be there.
Had to be there.
It is.
I'm sure it was funny, but
apparently it is International Hawaiian Pizza Day. How do you guys feel about it?
I am pro.
Yeah, I'm pro.
Hawaiian pizza.
I'm pro people putting whatever the hell they want on their pizza.
No, I'm not.
If you want shrimp
there
and
has to be a
cheese,
line.
give me a shrimp and cheese pizza. I hope Lorenzo's listening. Give me a lobster. Give me a langoustine and cheese pizza. Lorenzo.
No, but Lucas got upset with me because I got clam pizza in San Francisco.
No, I didn't get upset with you. I was curious about it.
Lorenzo did.
No,
Because
Lorenzo.
that's anti-Italian.
Tell everybody what Lorenzo said.
discrimination.
He was.
Lorenzo is, of course, your father.
He was my father. Lorenzo was skeptical. He might be listening right now. Was skeptical.
Why?
About the. He'll listen on his lunch break sometimes.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
He was skeptical about the combination of mozzarella and clams because seafood and cheese is just kind of a no-no.
So says he.
Yes,
I mean, I feel like if there had to be an authority on what goes,
he texted me.
What did he
text you?
Robert, when it was going on about like shrimp and cheese and giving me grief about the kind of the rule that is no seafood and cheese, and my dad texted me and he said, "Tell Robert to shut up." And he said,
aggressive.
He said, "Tell Robert to shut up. Blasphemy." And he spelled blasphemy with an F.
No, that's not true.
Does he not have the spell fixing on autocorrect?
It's an F and not a P. Oh, I love
It
you,
just
Pops.
makes me think of Kayla, who had her autocorrect turned off and would just constantly spell things wrong. I never understood that.
But no, I am pro Hawaiian pizza. For sure.
Pineapple on the grill is something
Yes.
that I had not had until Robert introduced me to it, and it is
No,
delightful.
pineapple like with savory stuff on a burger. Like pineapple, yeah, all the time. Undefeated. Can we hear Tim Priest?
He's on the phone.
He's on the phone. Damn, this
I
blew up.
I knew we had another one, but I had forgotten what it was. This is the one that you were referencing earlier. This is Tim Priest on a call
This is
for the Vol Network against Florida.
In Gainesville. This is 2017, if I'm not mistaken. What a disaster that game was. Jarek Garantano, Butch Jones in the gun, goal to go on the inch, and Butch throws JG in the gun and says, "Let's throw a fade to Marquez Callaway." That gets picked off by Florida. Do we have it?
The ball. You've just got to be careful with this throw. Gets the pet snap. Back to throw. Quick slant is intercepted at the 1-yard line. Dawson picks off the pass. He read the quick slant, and Duke Dawson the ball.
Maybe it was a
Just the
slant,
way
not a
that
fade.
Tim Priest sees it.
It's how he
The pet
sets it
snap.
up.
Back to throw. Quick slant is intercepted at the 1-yard line.
He sets it up by saying, "You got to be careful with this throw."
God.
Immediately.
You could dub that audio over the top of the Russell Wilson, Malcolm Butler play, and it would be the exact same play.
Legendary.
Tim Priest, man. That's awesome.
You think that would have worked too? Damn it!
Damn it!
Who does he sound like?
Gus Johnson.
No, I know you don't sound like Gus Johnson. Gus Johnson does not sound like that. He sounds like what's Kenny Power's sidekick?
Oh, Stevie.
He sounds like Stevie. It's like listening to Stevie do play-by-play.
Who the F are you?
Yeah, dude, that was a good Stevie. We want them fixings.
Okay, stop.
No, dude, Lucas, you do it again. Lucas, you do it. Yours was better. I like when he's standing in the dugout with all those kids.
Oh
He's
my
like,
God, that's the best Stevie scene. He's just cursing them up and down.
The teacher comes up and is like, Stevie is like, what the hell do you want?
Oh, man. Yeah.
Mr. Janowski.
We have done nothing today.
I'm due for an Eastbound and Down rewatch.
Why does it feel like a Friday? I have nothing I want to accomplish.
Because there's high school football on tonight.
And tomorrow is double
okay.
Friday.
Plug your thing.
My TV 30 tonight, Nolensville, Lebanon.
But what else is
Can't
on?
wait. Don't worry about it.
Is Bruno on the call with you?
Yes. Bruno Reagan is
Tell Bruno
on the
I
call.
said hello.
Yes, I will. Robert did get to know. Robert was on a couple of our crews for some of those games.
Was working to score bug.
Former Vanderbilt center Bruno Reagan, our analyst Sammy Kincaid on the sideline. We've got a triple header to open the season. Tonight, Nolensville, Lebanon, Beach Green Hill tomorrow, CPA Oakland Saturday, 7 p.m. tonight on my TV 30.
You have to stop doing things in my that pause. You have to stop saying things in my ear that aren't going over the air because you scare me when you do that. You have to stop.
What are we talking about next?
What else is on tonight?
Yeah, there's another game in Chattanooga. It's pretty big.
Isn't there a 5-star recruit?
Yeah.
The University
DGG is
of
in action tonight
Tennessee.
against Brentwood Academy at Baylor. That game is on ESPN too. But you should watch us. Come on. You should throw on Lebanon versus Nolensville. Just some good Middle Tennessee clash.
I will tune in if
Do I get my TV 30 on Xfinity?
you should.
Yeah, it's basic cable.
If you can work in just enough mustard on that throw.
Oh, you got it.
Nobody says that. He said, "Do you
Somebody will
believe him?"
today.
You
Somebody
want
will
that?
today.
You want that verbatim? Just enough mustard.
Yeah, who's their quarterback? Either one. Give me a quarterback name.
Nolensville's quarterback is Ryan Newell. He is a Bowling Green baseball commit.
What is
Ryan
the
Newell?
significance of that line?
We were playing shuffleboard at an East Nashville bar, and we were playing shuffleboard and giving it too much mustard, and then someone hit a little, I guess, a slide. I don't know what you call these shot attempts, and said, "Oh, that was just enough mustard."
No. Lucas said that was too much mustard on a
When somebody overshot
just overshot.
I stole that from Megan. Megan says that a lot.
She says, "Just enough mustard."
She uses the too much mustard line.
No, nobody used just enough mustard.
Well, they
You then,
should.
cross-eyed and smoking cigarettes out of your nose, demanded that somebody say just enough mustard.
That
There's
is
like
a thing.
3
People
puffs.
say that. Too much mustard. People say that.
But people need to start saying just enough mustard, because you know, remember when PETA started putting out all the things that are like, stop saying kill 2 birds with 1 stone, start saying get 2 birds stoned at once.
Yeah,
or
did
like,
you see their latest protest? They put out a very sexy-looking lobster.
it's like, would you eat this? It's like, yes. Yes, I would. Love lobster. Good looking lobster.
615-737-1045, the number. Alvin is in Nashville.
Steve Stereo with playoffs. Is that the playoffs? The blow with the lip before they did.
Did not catch that.
There were subtitles on that. It would say indistinguishable.
Sorry, Alvin. Your phone
I
line
think
was
He was
up.
talking about the Jim Mora thing?
I think so.
I could. Sorry, Alvin. We could barely hear you on your phone line.
I think it was playoffs.
Yeah, I thought it was the Jim Mora playoffs thing, unless we just completely misunderstood him.
That's what I got from it.
Do you want me to mystery vortex this next one? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Line 5.
Speak and be heard.
It's you.
They don't know what line they're on.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir. This is
Hello?
Pete down in Texarkana,
Okay.
Texarkana.
and y'all are missing the greatest one that's ever been caught on camera, and that was when Jim Rome got punched.
Oh, that is infamous. That's an infamous, because that's Chris Everett, right?
Yeah, Saints
It's
quarterback.
Jim Everett, but he kept calling Jim,
Chris,
because Chris Everett was the tennis player.
A female tennis player, yes.
I bet you won't call me that again. He's like, I bet I will. And then he did, and he threw the table over.
People blame Stephen A. for the denigration of sports television, but the dialogue before was, you won't. I bet I will.
As a man, if anyone says, I bet you won't, you have to. You absolutely have to.
I triple dog dare you.
See, that doesn't work for me. You have to, like, call me a name.
That's not true.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Darrington is up next.
That caller that called in said something about Steve Spurrier. He didn't say nothing about Jim Moore. I don't know. I called Spurrier. I don't know what he was talking about, but I did hear him say Steve Spurrier when he called in, all muffled. Another thing, he was talking about pizza. Why don't you go over there to Makeshift and go get you some oxtail and collard green pizza? Since you like to go Hawaiian and stuff, why don't you go Soul? Yeah, they do something different for
Lucas and Robert had 2 trays of the oxtail that they were serving yesterday at the Titans facility.
It was the best thing they've ever made.
It was awesome. It was so good.
Anybody wants to make
With
oxtail?
mashed potatoes, what else?
And steamed squash and zucchini.
Yeah, it was excellent. Shout out to the folks over at Vanderbilt Health
But you
Football
wanted
Center.
to ask about Tate, Darrington.
Yeah. Since y'all doing these, are y'all doing just play-by-play, or is it just every moment's caught live with the broadcasters?
Either way.
Well, Buck, why didn't you add your own submission up there when you went into verbal trenches with Jeff Simmons? That was pretty infamous. And I'm pretty sure your Buck haters kind of loved it. But yeah, anyhow, hey, I got a real football question, though, whenever you get back to doing your job. If Cardinal Tate turns out to be what he's supposed to be, does Calvin really become expendable to get something for him? Maybe like a real corner? But that's just whenever you decide to clock back in. You can keep doing what you were doing at first. Have a great day.
Yeah, I'll think about that.
Bye, Darrington.
Should we do our jobs today?
Yeah, we can answer Darrington's question, and there is some crazy stuff happening. There's a headline real quick. Former Seahawks running back plans to enter NCAA transfer portal.
Next.
I pride myself and think of myself as a man of faith.
Welcome back to the show, fueled by Hattie B's Hot Chicken, the best hot chicken around. Every Middle Tennessee Hattie B's location open for business. Are you satisfied with your hot peanuts and beef jerky breakfast? Or
Whoa, you got to
lunch?
enunciate.
What did I say?
You said hot peanuts, but you said it really quickly.
Hot peanuts?
Enunciate. Yes, it was good, but I could always go for some Hattie B's, maybe a southern salad with them cornbread croutons.
Or a Hattie Melt.
Limited time only.
Look at the way that you just exhaled, as if you, the way that the name of that sandwich made you swoon.
No, it did, but it's also like realizing where you are in the food chain, like in high school, like the hot cheerleader like says something in passing to you, and you're like, what could have been?
You know what makes me laugh?
Me?
No, you're not that funny.
Hurtful.
When somebody tries to do a bit in the YouTube chat but doesn't know how to do it correctly. So we have a live stream chat, and you can stream the show on Facebook and YouTube, and Twitter and Twitch. On YouTube, you can change your handle. So from time to time, we have had people, viewers of the show, change the name of their handle to Amy Adams Strunk or Chad Brinker or Marcus Mariota or something like that, and pose as that person and leave comments as that person in the chat. One of these Will Levis people has tried to do that, change their picture to Cam Ward, except they don't know how to change their YouTube handle, so it's just the guy's name again.
Hey, guys, what's
up? It's me, Cam. Jason R8430 in the chat.
Is this the same JR? Did he just change his name from JR to J? Because there was
if he knew how to do that, I figured he knew how to do this.
For the longest time, there was a JR that was a Kentucky fan in the chat that was like the staunchest defender of Will Levis, and he's kind of disappeared, but maybe he's come back as
I would
Jason
also go
R.
into hiding. I would hide in one of those caves.
It's still better than the Russian porn bots. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, there was a period there where we were just getting spammed with those.
They hacked Lucas's email.
Today's show feels like, when shows have like just flashback episodes? This just feels like flashback episodes.
Hey, look at that. He figured it out.
Hey, it's me, Cam, now.
Hey, guys, no, it's me, really.
Cam Ward 1045 is what it says. Okay.
Yes.
All right, so there's multiple NFL players that
calm down.
Are getting
we have phone calls.
Granted access to go back to college football.
I don't want to work today. Calm down. 615-737-1045.
We have to talk about this because this is...
I'm getting to it. Weren't we teasing for like a week and a half the unthinkable? We ever get to that?
We didn't. That was a huge story. I can't believe we didn't talk about it.
Find out Friday. Liam is in Starkville.
What's happening, fellas?
Yo.
There's one that we missed, and that was old Brent Musburger drooling all over Catherine Webb during Alabama's national championship game.
God, that's so good. Thank you for the call.
So
Catherine Webb was A.J. McCarron's fiance or girlfriend at the time?
Yeah, she actually went to Auburn, even though he was the Alabama quarterback, but she was Miss Alabama at one point, if I'm not mistaken, and they went to her. Everybody remembers this. This is the 2012 national title game.
The camera pans to her as the camera often pans to attractive people in the crowd. Oh, you have it. God, you're good today. Look at you.
Back into the game. Now, when you're a quarterback at Alabama, you see that lovely lady there. She does go to Auburn, I want to admit that. But she also Miss Alabama, and that's A.J. McCarron's girlfriend, okay? And right there on the right is Dee Dee Bonner. That's A.J.'s mom. Wow, I'm telling you, quarterbacks, you get all the good-looking women. What a beautiful woman. Wow.
A.J.'s doing some things right down in
So if you're a
Tuscaloosa.
youngster in Alabama, start getting the football out and throw it around the backyard with pops.
The way he interrupts Herbie and goes, whoa! It's just brutal.
It's like he just found something without the blue pill.
Didn't this happen at Florida State, too? It was like thousands of people just submitted their application to go to Florida State University. No, it was just a bunch of like really attractive women.
No, but with Brent Musburger making commentary about it?
Let me see if I can find it. Hold on.
That's a pretty good one. Mark is somewhere in Kentucky.
Yes, actually in Nashville right now, but y'all missed out on the best one. The guys were calling the game. There was a bad call. He goes, nuts and bolts, we got screwed.
I don't remember the play-by-play guy for that, but I'm familiar with the call. It's a good one. I'm even scared to say it, and then we'll get to Lucas's very important things. But Vince Scully had a moment, and Vince Scully, who are the play-by-play people that you look up to as somebody who wants to do this, as somebody who does this for a living?
I never listen. I appreciate the legend that is Vince Scully. I didn't listen to Dodgers games growing up, so I didn't listen to Vince Scully. The broadcaster I listened to most growing up was Mike Keith on Titans Radio, but when you talk about
pretty good one,
the best of the best of the best on the network level, it's Mike Tirico and Al Michaels at his peak.
So Vince Scully has a story where he's trying to say hot shot hit foul.
Oh yeah, that could go poorly.
But that is not what comes out of legendary broadcaster Vince Scully's mouth. Okay. What do you want to talk about?
It's a risky play.
Well, hold on.
We're just determined to just not talk about sports for 3 hours.
We have
sports adjacent.
5 days a week, 3 hours a day. What more do you want? We finally find something.
It's fine.
We found
I'm just going to stop trying.
Something finally that'll keep him off his phone and out of the vending machine.
Let people know that I'm trying. That's
20 minutes.
So this is a short clip, but it is Brent Musburger letting people know applications at Florida State are about to go up because they're showing some very attractive women on the screen.
1,500 red-blooded Americans just decided to apply to Florida State.
Oh,
come on, Brent.
They're in bikinis, dude. You can't blame him.
Man,
no.
Those are children.
How old is Brent at the time of? He is 87 currently.
If you get bored
is
today,
he only 87? I would have thought he would have been.
He's
sneaking up on triple digits.
There's a whole YouTube compilation of the best of horny Brent Musburger. It's 4 minutes long.
Lucas, would you rather play that for the rest of the day instead of get to this TRO story?
He's been married since the early 60s.
Those are often the horniest people.
He's been married since pre-Vietnam.
Since Nam. He can say since Nam.
Since before Nam.
A lot of people like to say it. Brent Musburger.
When did they start?
When did Nam start?
When did we go to Nam? The 60s, right? Yeah.
What'd you find, bud? Or you just...
What I find?
I thought you were looking it up. No?
No.
What do you want to talk about?
So tell us about these college football
NFL players are coming back to... I knew it. I leaned in. I want you to know that.
Nobody believes you.
Yeah, at 30, it's like 35. I knew what you were doing.
It's like when he was yelling yesterday that, no, you don't understand. They're changing the down and distance all the time. Bones is just picking the ball up and putting it where he pleases. I promise I'm not getting it wrong.
Let it be
professional.
known.
It's not my fault.
Sorry, buddy. You tell us.
No, why is it all the former Ole Miss players? All right, are we good this time?
I'm sorry.
Wait.
My fingers.
For real this time?
Just
okay. All right, you're not going to do it? You promise? Okay. You promise you're not going to do it?
Oh, okay, I promise.
Okay, all right. Former Ole Miss starters Daquan Wright, Xavier Harris, and White. No, see, I was going
to let you do it.
Okay. Former Ole Miss starter.
Were we supposed to give away Titans tickets?
Oh, crap. Crap.
We'll do that coming up next.
No, we can't. No. We can't do that.
Why not? Go.
Oh, we're really going?
Yeah. The Tennessee Men's Clinic is celebrating 12 years in Middle Tennessee. Now open in Murfreesboro, serving Nashville, Franklin, Clarksville, the borough, and more across Middle Tennessee. They are here to help you as they have helped so many other clients with real history, and the Tennessee Men's Clinic is getting better and better each and every year. They're urologist-led, which means a urologist will oversee every part of your protocol and your individualized treatment plan. If you want the best, go to the Tennessee Men's Clinic. The pills don't work for everyone, and even when they do, a lot of guys deal with side effects that nobody loves. If the pills haven't worked or never really did, that's exactly who the Tennessee Men's Clinic is built for. Right now, you can get a full hormone panel plus PSA for only $99. You'll know your exact number in about an hour. So call today at 615-208-9090. That's 615-208-9090 or online at TennesseeMen'sClinic.com. All right, you want to do your thing now?
No.
You sure?
No, I don't think so.
We've got about an hour and 15 minutes left.
I just want Hattie B's.
Are you getting Hattie B's?
No, I think you should. think you should buy me lunch after that.
Yeah, me too. I'm also offended.
I don't think I'm buying your lunch after that metal detector.
What do you mean?
I heard you found buried treasure, and on Tuesday, while I was not available to do the show, you talked about your spoils.
Oh boy, did we!
And I have yet to see 10%.
Okay, I can get you 10% of the 5 items that I found: 2 tent stakes, 1 Allen wrench, a tin can.
An Allen wrench.
Yes, I think they're the L-shaped ones.
Yeah,
I think that's the correct
one.
one.
No, that's right.
Yeah, I found no treasure, just metal. So I will give you, what is 20%?
10.
Okay, 10. Nice. I will give you 1/5 of a tent stake.
I'd like that.
1/5 of it. The chat is saying we should send this show to the Marconis.
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
No.
I don't think so. I have no clue how it works.
Okay, Robert's the only one that knows anything about this.
It's already been submitted. Everything that is going to be done has already been submitted.
Congratulating us in the hallway about what?
It's a big deal. It's a big stinking deal.
Former Seahawks running back T.J. Harden plans to enter the
I'm sorry.
Let's give away some Titans tickets. 615-737-1045 if you want to go to the Titans and the Seahawks.
I couldn't help.
On Sunday. 615-737-1045.
What's more ridiculous, this show today or that sentence? I truly don't know.
What was the sentence?
There's a picture of him in a Seahawks uniform.
No. What was the sentence?
He's about to enter the transfer portal.
Oh, he's scared now. Look at him.
Yeah, I know.
I can't. I'm a child, dude. I
Beating a
cannot
dead
help
horse
it.
over here.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's not funny.
It's already dead.
You're not enjoying this? Pity.
Nay.
Okay, go ahead.
Nah, people got the point.
Dude, I'm not doing it. No, dude. I really
I was
want
just kidding about the tickets. Don't call yet. Don't call yet.
I was like, why are we getting so many calls? We're giving them away now.
No. I want to play a game.
What's the game?
Kid. I want to play games.
I forgot the game.
You have games on your phone.
I forgot the game that I wanted to play. Okay, tell us about this story.
Former Seahawks running back T.J. Harden plans to enter the NCAA transfer portal. Pete Nakos reporting. He played college football at SMU and UCLA.
Now, that seems counterintuitive because he plays for the Seahawks.
He played in last week's preseason game.
Where will he portal? To San Francisco?
He was almost here for joint practice, I guess, but he won't be because he's going back to college.
I think they call that waivers.
How old is he?
TJ Harden is...
People are going to be so mad at me that I said, just kidding, don't call yet.
Yeah.
22. A bunch of ex-Ole Miss starters.
We do actually have tickets to give away, but not yet.
Yeah. A bunch of Ole Miss starters, former Ole Miss starters, signed with NFL teams this summer, and they are among a group of athletes that were granted a TRO, a temporary restraining order, Wednesday to return to college for one more year. So there's a list of plaintiffs. It includes 16 football players. Several of them signed with NFL teams and participated in training camps, including guys that literally played in preseason games. And they are just slapping a TRO on the table saying, yeah, we get to come back to college because you're the NCAA and you can't do anything about this. Which
are they right?
What is a TRO?
A temporary restraining order. And Trey Wallace said...
I'm sure you're familiar.
With us the other day.
Said to myself, I knew that.
That's what Arion Carter should do. Go ahead and miss the Furman game. And then the week of the Georgia Tech game, just slap a TRO on the table and say, no, I'm going to play this week. And then play the game, and then your suspension's up anyway after that, so there's nothing that can be done. I mean, what a joke. This is crazy. And you figure that the reason Arion Carter got suspended, the NCAA did a terrible job of outlining this. They didn't even mention this aspect of it in the statement. But the only thing that makes sense is for it to discourage guys from treating the NFL draft process like the NBA draft process and think that even though there's not a rule that says you can, you still have the option to basically dip your toe in and test the waters. And if it's not looking good or if you're maybe not healthy enough to go ahead and go back to college. But nothing matters. There are no rules. So at this point, I would love to see Tennessee just follow suit here because we've got multiple guys that literally were practicing in the NFL as recent as like a week ago that are now entering the transfer portal and looking to go back to college for a 5th year of eligibility.
This feels wrong. This feels like a thing that shouldn't happen.
It was only a matter of time, right? Like It was happening
Did it have to?
in the college game. So it's only natural that this was going to start happening, that football players were going to start figuring this out.
Some opportunistic attorney was like, wait a minute. Wait just a minute.
Brent points out that the portal is closed, so I guess TJ Harden would have to wait until after the season?
I feel like this should go the way of the Brendan Sorsby TRO, where it happens for a brief moment in time. We feel the sky is falling around us because how could a player who gambled on his program's games, even if he didn't participate, be in any way, shape, or form eligible to play college football? And then he very soon thereafter wasn't, right? And the Brendan Sorsby situation resolved itself. Once you're done playing college, I guess that's at the crux of the issue. It's people getting to redecide when you're done playing college football. If you participate in a preseason game, you shouldn't be able to go back and participate in fall camp.
A Louisiana State Court
madness.
is the one that filed the lawsuit against the NCAA. There are about 30 athletes from a variety of sports that are a part of this lawsuit.
Former South Carolina safety, did you already read these names? DQ Smith, LSU linebacker Jack Pyburn, James Madison linebacker Trent Hedrick, Notre Dame defensive lineman Junior.
Go ahead. Tuilamaka.
Something Polynesian.
Tuilamaka.
Okay. There are, among the players, 16 total football players, as Lucas mentioned, who are included on the list of plaintiffs.
And it's because of the 5-year rule that the NCAA has now said athletes can play for 5 seasons. So they have a 5-year time span that begins either when they enroll in college or in the academic year that follows their 19th birthday. And the lawsuit claims that the NCAA is breaching its, quote, covenant of good faith by not giving these players the same chance to play for 5 years that past and future players are receiving.
So Pavia is not on a roster, and he's not a part of this lawsuit.
Yeah, he's the local name that you immediately think of.
Pro Football Talk has already written a piece about Diego Pavia could do this, but he would have to sue. I don't know if he could join this as a plaintiff or if he would have to file his own individual suit or gather a number of other plaintiffs to join his new lawsuit. Should we call Lust? Should we call Dan?
How much of a gray area is there in that Pavia he only played 4 years of NCAA D1 football, but he played 2 years of junior college ball prior to that at New Mexico Military Institute. And that's Joey Aguilar's case was, I'm in my 7th, 8th year of college or whatever, but really only 3 of those are at the Division I level.
But at this point, where would he go? Like every other position, it makes sense. Oh, okay, add a wide receiver. Okay, add an offensive lineman. Okay, one of our starters got hurt. Mostly everybody's quarterback battles have either been determined or are in progress, and then you're going to add another guy to it.
And he can't just like drop into a group of 5 situation and expect the kind of money that he was making.
Like I'm looking at the SEC. Everyone's quarterback is figured out except for
Alabama and Tennessee.
Oh, what if he could go to Tennessee? Just play 1 year.
Oh, that would be...
Wouldn't that be wild?
Well, you just see
how
a lot
many
of
Tennessee fans
flip-floppers
would just have to eat it.
Can Pavia learn an offense in the span of 10 days?
Doesn't matter.
And his mom?
No, the piece of this that I'm confused on is if these guys are coming back to college and they have to enter the portal's closed. So would they have to wait for the season to end? That's the thing. Pete Nakos is reporting on this. He doesn't talk about that aspect of it with the TJ Harden case.
As I understood it, because there are 3 players that are eligible to go back to ECU. It is they have to submit all these forms, get people in, but it's not so much about the portal. Like because the court case, they're able to just go back into the portal. Like the portal is open for those players.
Gotcha.
So
kind of like if a coach leaves a program,
the
portal reopens for that team's players.
I love this.
No.
I love this because this is like with the moment, like the straw that breaks the camel's back. Like when your parents are like, okay, we're going to leave you alone at the house, and if you guys are good this weekend, we'll trust you to...
T-Rack rebrand?
This is the straw that breaks the camel's back, to where maybe with this now they would be forced to have some guidelines about contracts or when guys can come back or if you can do this. Or I want all of this wacky stuff to just keep happening. Make it the wild, wild west. So people have to have rules. There have to be regulations.
We just keep saying that, though, and more time passes and they don't have guardrails. In fact, they feel like they have less.
We'll keep making it more corrupt.
This dude, TJ Harden, had 2
Works
carries.
for FIFA.
2 carries for 1 yard in the Seahawks preseason matchup against
He
Dallas.
said, I'm going back to college.
Good for them. Go back. Make that munyon. Get to it.
Man.
Pete Golding doesn't care. He's like, yes, come back. Because I think these Ole Miss players are trying to come back to Ole Miss, and they were starters for Ole Miss.
And one of them, actually both of them, Xavier Harris and what's the tight end, Daquan Wright?
Right, yeah.
Both of them went undrafted. So they weren't selected. One of them was because of a domestic dispute. The other one, I think, was for smoking pot, and maybe that was a different player. But both of them had off-the-field issues that kind of prohibited them from being drafted. Let them go back.
Yeah.
Oh, wipe all that stuff off. Oh, they're going to get drafted now for sure, right?
Whiteout Williams is the other one, a safety that went undrafted, picked up by Arizona.
His name is Whiteout Williams?
Widett.
Oh, okay.
Widett.
Enunciate.
Can we just end the show? Zach, do you want to do an early hour?
Just do an hour. You know? I mean, 2 hours is nearly enough, right? Barely stretching your legs in 2 hours. Okay. We'll figure out the third hour next.
12 o'clock, good afternoon from the Circus Sports at the Mint Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Lucas Panzica. No Titans practice today. They are back at it tomorrow for joint practice with the Seattle Seahawks ahead of Sunday's preseason matchup. In NFL news, the Bucs and defensive tackle Vita Vea agreed to a one-year contract extension to end his hold-in. Vea will make $30 million guaranteed this season. Nashville SC took another win last night at Red Bull New York. A stoppage time winner from Maxwell Waleji made it 1-0. Nashville continues to separate at the top of the table. They are now 7 points clear of Inter Miami. For all your foundation repairs and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
We have a little bit of sports news to start the final hour if we wanted to actually do our jobs today. Shams is reporting that James Harden is getting a new 3-year, $97 million deal to go back to the Cleveland Cavaliers, who now have money to spend and in need of some help after LeBron James, would we say, spurned Cleveland to go to Philadelphia and join the 76ers on what is basically a vet minimum deal. I didn't realize James Harden had as good of a season as he did statistically last year. He played in 70 games, 23.6 points per game, and was still pretty good from three last season.
He's only had one season since 2013 is as far back as I've got. That was not a over 20 points a game season.
I just don't think of James Harden as a player that I want on my team anymore, especially for that kind of money. I mean, I know that kind of money is going around in the NBA because you have fewer players to pay. Good on James Harden. He's 36 years old. Still get a $97 million contract from Cleveland. Did you read this Deion Sanders story? So Deion Sanders has been at Colorado for, is it 4 years? 3 years for Deion at Colorado.
Only 3?
I think so. How long was he? He was at Jackson State for 2 and then Colorado for 3, right? He had the first season he that they weren't very good. They had the 9-win season with Shedeur and Travis Hunter.
This is his 4th.
This is his 4th. And then they had last year. Yeah. So he is heading in to year 4. And a lot was made about the attention that Deion Sanders was bringing to Colorado. Colorado, which has won a national championship in its
early 90s.
Yeah, it's been a while. And was one of the worst teams in power conference football, right? I mean, you would put them in the same category as, who's the worst college football program right now? Kent State?
Yeah. I mean, power conference, Northwestern is up there. But yes, they were
Colorado was dreadful.
Bottom of the barrel.
And so that he comes in and they win 4 games that year, and then they go 9-3 the following, which they then followed up with this most recent season, which is 3-9. Do we think that Deion Sanders is capable of improving as a coach? Or is Deion Sanders completely subject to the talent that's on his football team in any given year?
Yeah, I think what Deion did was impressive. And he brought attention to that program that nobody else would have brought. But he did it by exercising things that only the likes of Deion Sanders can do. Get your kid to come play quarterback and get this generational two-way player to come play for you because you're Deion Sanders.
And you would say that he kept people's attention for 2 years.
Yeah, for those first 2 years with Shedeur and with Travis Hunter. But I have seen no evidence that Deion Sanders can sustain at Colorado after that period.
Front Office Sports is reporting that Colorado games on ESPN, so specifically on ESPN, I assume they played some on Fox as well, But in 2023, which was their 4-8 season, Colorado games were averaging nearly 6.2 million viewers on ESPN. That number, year over year, slipped to 3.4 million, and last season bottomed out at 2.1 million. So the audience shrank by roughly 67% from his first season to his third season, and now Colorado is looking around with about $4 million worth of losses year over year during the Deion effect, saying, is the Deion effect going to continue to help us fund a college football program the way that we initially thought? A lot of people were rooting for him to fail just because they don't like Deion. I feel like Deion's personality brings that level of vitriol no matter what he's doing or how well-intended he is. And I don't think, this Colorado thing, you hear some stuff secondhand or third hand about, just wait till the Colorado stuff blows up. There's going to be so many different stories. It's going to be a mess. Deion isn't doing things the way that things need to be done. And for a while, I kind of looked at those things as like, yeah, but if he does it his own way and it works, like, do you get to throw stones? It's working significantly less, if at all. And you're looking around at Deion, especially with his health being what it is, and being like, are you really going to want to keep doing this?
It feels like
for that much longer?
The effect has worn off. Like the Deion effect, the Deion shine has worn off because it hasn't continued in terms of bringing in high-level talent. Like, that's just not really happening at Colorado. And you're just not going to even be remotely competitive if that's not happening.
And he's getting, former blue-chip recruits still. Like, isn't Boo Carter in Colorado?
Yeah. I wouldn't call Boo Carter a blue-chip recruit, but yeah.
I mean, Boo Carter was well thought of when he arrived at Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
He was
He was an exciting player.
Touted player.
I mean, they brought in Jordan Seaton out of high school, who is now at LSU, the offensive tackle, former 5-star. It has not the momentum there that you thought maybe that we understood that it was a unique circumstance that allowed Deion to have Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter on his team. And it was a huge reason why they were pretty close to the playoff. They were like a win away from maybe 2 wins away from making the college football playoff 2 years ago. And you thought, okay, Deion is uniquely equipped to win by doing that, but let's see if that can get the ball rolling down the hill, and it hasn't happened.
Okay, well, let's say, I mean, this isn't as bad as an experiment as Belichick, right?
No, they actually won.
This had some level of success, even if it was fleeting. Was the gamble for Colorado worth it? Because, I mean, now it's being reported that his 5-year, $54 million contract runs through 2029, so he's got a pretty reasonable buyout as this thing continues on, and especially with each passing year. I don't know what Colorado's, interest in upping their game from a football perspective is, but if Deion was the thing that helped put them back in the public consciousness, gave them a short window to upgrade their facilities and their stadium, bring additional attention. People are now talking about Colorado, even if that conversation has faded in the last season. Did the Deion thing work?
Yeah.
Did the gamble work?
Yeah. They had more eyeballs on them than ever in the modern era.
I mean, it matters what they do next, right? They can't hire some scrub and start winning, a game again.
If Colorado wins 3 or 4 more games again this year, and let's say Deion gets fired, then they're kind of back to where they were. But to me, it'll have been worth it. You got a Heisman winner out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, has Colorado ever had a Heisman? Was that their first Heisman?
I don't know the answer to that question. There can't be many. If LSU only has 3, I can't
It's 2. Rashaan Salam in 94. Okay. Yeah, and Travis Hunter. So, yeah, you got a Heisman Trophy out of it. You got the eyeballs, the buzz, for a good 2-year period. It was a fun ride. And then you end up kind of back where you began before it all happened, maybe with a little more shine than you had before Deion arrived. Absolutely, it'll have been worth it. Like, both of those things can be true, that it feels over, and it was fun while it lasted. Even if it was because he happened to have his kid and Travis Hunter there because he's Deion.
But he can't get another job, like of consequence, right?
No.
Because we were talking about him as, potentially Florida State.
Yeah, no power conference program that wants to win meaningfully has any reason to hire Deion.
What if they're delusional? Like, what if Florida State?
Florida State is
Florida
delusional.
State makes the most sense to me because they're like, oh, you guys are losing money? You're dumb. We can make Deion work. Like, I feel like I can fix him, like
But
that kind
you?
of thing.
Can you? Because you're not bringing Deion in under your terms. Deion is coming to you on his terms.
Like with credit to what Deion did, there's nothing about the Deion experience at Colorado that shows building like a sustained program. Like nothing.
No, it always felt mercenary.
Mm-hmm.
And there was some reason to believe in the modern day college football that might work, right? But you also have to have the infrastructure to make the mercenary situation work. You do have to have some level of stabilizing force. And I'm not saying that Deion is unstable by nature, but he does not, like Deion to me does not scream stabilizing force. Deion is kind of, I mean, as a coach, he's kind of that moment. And then, it's a lot of jazz hands after the fact. That feels disrespectful, though, because, like, I was rooting for him to succeed. I wanted to see somebody do it differently, especially if you were going to take advantage of all the different loopholes that the current landscape presents.
Yeah, but, like, you still have to recruit. Like, you still have to have a spine of a roster where there's a week-to-week grind throughout the course of the year of sort of...
Is that him just not hiring that? Because he's not going and sitting in living rooms.
Yeah, exactly. And it kind of starts with the head coach in that regard. So, yeah, there's not a head coach, a successful long-term head coach in college football that's just a head coach as a figurehead. There's not. Like, every successful head coach in college football is working the nightmare calendar with the no days off and the constant grind of recruiting and transfer portaling.
And who would even come close recently? Herm Edwards at Arizona State?
Yeah, that was a disaster.
Yeah. They had all kind of like former pros on that staff, and then wasn't he fired at midfield after a game or something?
That's the speculation.
I can't remember exactly. 615-737-1045 is how you jump in the final hour. We are in studio today. We'll be back at Titans practice tomorrow. We will have J.C. Latham on the show, and we will have Brett Kern on the show. Brett will be with us in the first hour. He did not want to do color commentary to Lucas's play-by-play. Brett is a perfectionist, and I don't feel like he didn't say this, but I didn't feel like we gave him the necessary time to prepare, and he's actually a professional, so he needs to prepare. So we'll have Brett to hang out with us in the first hour from training camp, and then J.C. after practice tomorrow. Matt is in Nashville.
Hey, Buck, just thinking the other day after the preseason game, Will Levis, I didn't watch any of it, but I understand he didn't perform very well. Nobody's picked up Pavia, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Do you think it'd do a great justice to the Titans to cut Will Levis and bring Pavia in, as well as the addition of the local fan support for Pavia? What's your opinion on that, bud?
Thank you for the call. I appreciate it. I don't think it has a substantive impact. What happened?
What's your opinion on that, bud? The dismount.
No, I don't think Pavia helps. I don't think he impacts fan momentum that way. I don't think do you think people are going to show up additionally at training camp if Pavia is out there?
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but I don't think fan momentum impacts a signing that you're going to make.
Well, that was his question.
Less than 2 weeks. Yeah.
Would it impact, fan interest?
Yeah.
If you cut Will Levis,
even if
sign
it would,
Pavia?
it's not enough reason to sign a quarterback.
No, and I'd rather listen, I know people are done with the Levis experience. If something happens to Trubisky, Levis is about as good an option as you'd find right now for backup quarterback. And I know that's not satisfying, but like Hendon Hooker can't play at the professional level. He exists on a roster in camp right now. He took a couple of snaps in the preseason game. Hendon Hooker is practice squad at best. Pavia, the entire league is telling you that Pavia is not even rosterable in training camp.
He's not an NFL player, and that's okay.
No, you can't say that now. You were giving me all kinds of hell for saying that he wouldn't get drafted. And now he's just definitively not an NFL player?
Hell. I never said I never give you all kinds of hell. I said, yeah, he deserves an opportunity because all he's done at every turn is prove people wrong. He got that opportunity and quickly was determined, yeah, he's not an NFL player. I say it's okay because he's just an awesome college football player. I appreciate the guys that were awesome in college. There's something to be said for that. And he monetized it in a way that so many of those guys that followed that similar path did not.
Somebody in the chat says, first thought, Buck, don't sugarcoat it. I don't think I'm sugarcoating it. I mean, I don't think it's an outrageous question, especially if you saw the level of interest in him nationally this year, to say, hey, could that, give them a little additional spark or a little additional juice or a little additional interest? I don't know. I think he's a phenomenon of a college football player. He did something very improbable at a place where that never happens at Vanderbilt. And, I think largely now his moment is done. And I don't want it to be, to Lucas's point, I don't want it to be definitive about him, right? Because that's almost, it's a different version of it. But it's kind of the way that I feel about Cam to a different level, where if you are built mentally a certain type of way, I should probably stop doubting you at a certain point. Jalen Hurts, I think, is a really good example of this. We're just doubted at every turn, right? Benched in a national championship game, came back to do excellent things at Oklahoma, goes on to be a second-round draft pick in the NFL, still thought of not in the best terms, is now a Super Bowl. He's the Super Bowl MVP for that Super Bowl. Yeah, he's a Super Bowl MVP. So if you have a certain mental makeup, there is some level of benefit of the doubt that you should get because you have at every turn doubters into believers. But I just can't help but think that the Pavia window is probably closed.
Ramon is in the chat. He says, go get all the local talent. Go on and sign me too.
Well, he jokes about that. I bet every time people see Ramon in the background of our camera shot at training camp or see Ben Jones on the screen, immediately the comments are, they look like they could still play.
Get you in there, Moan. Bring young Carmona along.
I think the last thing Ramon wants to do is anything to do with training camp against Jeff Simmons.
Go block the Texans front.
I think I have a way to give these tickets away.
Oh, thank God. I've just been thinking of something that we could do that's not just caller 5.
I've been looking at Seahawks and Titans historical references, and I've got some questions. If you feel like you know Titans history and you deserve to be at this game, then give us a call, 615-737-1045. And if you're correct, I'll give you, how many does it say? 2 tickets. 2 tickets to see the Seahawks being hosted by the Titans.
Okay, what's the prompt?
I'm going to ask some trivia.
So they have to wait in. How are you going to pull this off?
I'm going to come up with them in real time. I'm going to ask questions. I can't give the question now because everybody will just Google it.
Okay, very good. Next. Hey, good news. Welcome back to the show. Fueled by Hattie B's Hot Chicken. The best hot chicken in the world. You want to know?
Uh-huh.
Are they bringing us some Hattie B's?
Well, you're getting more of something.
Oh, I saw this. Dad.
It's more Pat McAfee.
It's not good news.
What more could they possibly do with this man?
Don't ask that. They'll tell you.
Lucas, Andrew Marchand is reporting that ESPN is in talks with the NFL about creating a Pat McAfee Monday Night Football altcast, with McAfee and his crew likely working the weeks when Peyton and Eli's Manning cast is off. So not only is Pat McAfee going to be on the pregame of every Monday Night Football, but they are going to put him on in-game broadcasts additionally on, I think, is it 8 or 7 weeks a year that Peyton and Eli are not doing the
Do they not
cast.
do it every week?
No, they don't do it every week.
Okay,
They pick,
so
decent games that they want to do.
They'll just put Pat on the sideline, because he does that for college football playoff games, the national championship.
I think this is like a watch along, though. They would be in Pat's studio. I don't think he's at the games. I think they're.
Well, he's at the games, right? Because he's part of the crew.
He is
pregame.
at the games, so he would be.
That's even
I think
worse.
it would be a. Why? So okay, there has to be an audience for these altcasts, right?
Yeah, people that don't have friends to watch the games with.
I mean, yeah, that's the audience, I guess. I mean, we live in an era where people can make millions of dollars by other people watching them play video games.
No, I know.
So these altcasts are a thing. People just watch other people watch games and talk about them.
Am I just old? I don't. They did one that I enjoyed. Do you remember them doing this for the college football playoff, Lucas, and Jimbo Fisher and his coaching staff at A&M at the time? And I thought that was actually informative.
It was from a studio, yeah.
I thought it was good. They had the Texas A&M coaching staff and Jimbo, who's just naturally.
It was a few coaches, maybe a David Cutcliffe in there or something.
They've done a couple of different mixtures. They did one year, I think it was just A&M's coaching staff. I think another year they did a couple of different coaches commenting on the game in real time. That I thought was interesting. The rest of this is just are you literally just doing it for background noise? Because you're not. They're showing you the game, but I don't even like the Manning cast if I want to pay attention to the game. And it's not because I don't like Peyton or Eli or anything like that, or LeBron James or Nick Saban or whoever their special guest of the week is, Kevin Hart, Will Ferrell, whatever. But I want to watch the football game.
I enjoyed the Manning cast at first, but Robert nailed it when he said, ultimately, all the good stuff out of the Manning cast, it's just going to get posted.
So are they just doing it for clips?
Probably.
The McAfee thing?
Yeah, I'd imagine so. And try to do hijinks and pranks inside the game because football's not entertaining.
There's obviously a business model in it because, Taylor and Will, I think they're doing that just about as well as anybody right now. The clips that come out of Bussin get real traction anymore.
Yeah, they've done, Pate has done that during the SEC championship game, I think with Taylor and Will, right? During big college football games, they've done the altcast thing.
And they did one with RG3 one time.
Yeah, every national
That's
championship
when he had
game
to
has
leave because his baby was being born or something like that, right? RG3 was like, I got to go, guys.
That's the only thing in broadcast that RG3's done that I've liked.
You know what I would like? A natural sounds of the game broadcast. No broadcasters. No nothing. I just want to hear the stadium and hear the game and hear players hollering at each other, coaches hollering things from the sidelines. I want no one else talking. Just give me the game.
Do you want graphics?
Ooh.
Graphics are helpful.
Do you want first down markers? How far do you want to push this?
I would be cool with the score bug and the first down indicator, and that's all.
That's it.
Give me almost as naked of a screen. And if you're going to do this, I want the all 22 camera. I don't want the sideline camera that we're used to. I want the whole field behind the quarterback like I'm playing Madden. If they did that, I'd be all into a broadcast.
The Eagles put out another social media clip the other day where it's the camera on Jalen Hurts' helmet, and he just throws a laser to the tight end.
Trying to do right by him after posting that pick.
He did right by him. It was a hell of a throw.
All right, so how do you want to do this giveaway, Bert?
You have trivia?
I have some games, some questions,
Okay.
some ideas.
I'm going to block the line so we don't get any further submissions.
Yeah,
the 6 people who are in are locked in.
Yes, keep all the riffraff out. We've got the real dogs in here. So the Tennessee Titans have played 20 total times, not maybe as the Titans proper with the Seattle Seahawks, but the franchise as a whole has played Seattle 20 times. When was the first time, and you can do these in order, 1 through 0. That's the order I put them in there. When was the first time that the Seahawks played the Tennessee Titans proper? Not the Houston Oilers, not the Tennessee Oilers. What year was the first time the Titans and Seahawks played?
Bob, take a swing.
Oh, boy. How about 2010?
Thank you for your efforts. Elijah in Lebanon.
Hello, how you doing?
What's your guess?
1977.
Wrong.
No, he said Titans, Tennessee Titans.
All right, don't put the next one in. I'm going to switch the question up because everybody on hold is Googling this right now.
Yeah.
It was in 2005.
Who won? I bet the Seahawks did. Titans had a bad year in 05.
The Seahawks won 28-24.
Yeah.
Who was
Titans went 5-11 in 05.
Who was the leading rusher in that game? Phillip and Chevrolet.
Whoa.
Leading rusher, you said?
For the Titans, yes.
Chris Brown.
That is correct.
Wow.
Hey.
Well done, Phillip.
Let's go,
That is my guy. Phillip, stay on hold.
go.
You just won 2 tickets to the Seattle Seahawks preseason game.
Oh, I
this
like
week.
this. Now that's a Titans fan. Like
Yep.
that's how
Yep.
you. That's great. Great stuff.
Well done.
Chris Brown, great deep cut Titans running back.
That was right about the time him and Rihanna had their spat, right? 20 carries for 56 yards. They ran him into the ground.
No, he had that 1,000-yard season he had. Chris Brown was a good player. Then he didn't really do much after that.
So, yeah, nice.
Well done, Phillip.
Yeah, very good.
Well done.
Good job, everybody.
That was well executed.
Sorry, Eric, Drew, and T-Mac. You were usurped. That's the name of the game. I feel like we should do that for any Titans ticket Thursday.
Great. I love that. Love that.
If it's not, if it works for you, it works for us.
Send the ball-knowing Titans fans to these games.
Yeah, I feel like the people that deserve to go are the people that would be able to answer this.
That know Chris Brown was the lead rusher in 05.
When he said Chris, the way the hair on my legs stood up, I was like, oh, just say it. Say it. You have it. You have it.
Johnson. Yeah, that's good. Good stuff.
Okay. Very good. Do you want to do some headlines?
Sure.
Are you prepared for headlines?
We can just jump into them here.
No, I don't think so.
Don't you worry, Phillip. I'm coming. I'm coming to give you those tickets, Phillip. Hold on. Oh, I love this.
What are you, the Joker from the Dark
It was very
Knight?
Vince McMahon is what I got. Yo, preseason week 2 is here. Players are being held in and held off, and now they're holding on for dear life. Lucas has got all that and more with NFL headlines. I'm coming, Phillip. I'm coming for you.
Vita Vea's hold-in in Tampa is over. The 31-year-old D tackle and the Bucs have agreed to a fully guaranteed 1-year, $30 million extension. Now, Vea is a 31-year-old player, like I said, so I get the Bucs not giving him like a 4-year deal. But I was telling Robert before the show, doesn't it just feel like the Bucs, because you have the Baker thing, don't want to give him the long-term deal. Vita Vea, they don't want to give him a long-term deal. There are other factors at play. But I just get this vibe in Tampa that there's like this feeling of, I don't know, everything might be overhauled if this season goes poorly. So we don't really want to commit to any of these big market-setting type contracts.
Yeah, but what was his contract previously? Because wasn't he making like pennies on the dollar relative to the rest of the interior defensive linemen? Because these dudes are making, what's Jeff's average right now? 32?
Oh, yeah, he was passed by Jalen Carter.
Yeah, this can't be right.
He signed a 4-year, $73 million extension in 2022.
Okay.
Vea.
So he was due. He was due for a pay raise and $30 million. But I'm sure you're right, Lucas. Like, he also probably has an understanding of, okay, let me do this for one more year. $30 million guaranteed straight up. I don't know how much longer he's going to want to play. 31 years old feels about right for an interior defensive lineman, especially as one with as much wear and tear on their body as Vita Vea.
7 TFLs, 4.5 sacks last season.
He still gets pressure, man. I will never forget doing a game down there in Tampa in 2023 and watching Todd Bowles line Vita Vea up on Andre Dillard, and just watching Vita Vea put the swim move on Andre Dillard is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen in my life.
And healthy. He played in every game last year. He only missed one game the year before that.
He is wildly available in his career.
Does that make sense, though? Like, Simple Circuit says he agrees the Bucs are 100% positioning for a
YouTube
rebuild.
Chat? No,
yeah,
okay.
In the chat, on the FNM Bank chat.
Sometimes important to qualify.
The Bucs are 100% positioning for a rebuild, he says.
Well, yeah, but Vea, so the raise is for this year. He's going to make $30 million guaranteed
in
this year.
2026.
Okay, I mean, yeah, but if you're the Bucs, isn't it close to time? Like, we're all assuming that Todd Bowles is going to be maybe not a head coach elsewhere, but probably not the head coach of the Bucs by the end of the year. Do you think they regret letting Liam Cohen out of their building? They have to a little bit.
I would assume so. Wait, so this extension signs him through the 2027 season.
Yeah, that's what I was
My
asking.
mistake. My mistake.
Yeah. So it's not. It's
So
not
it's
money.
not a rebuild.
Well, I mean, they're giving him another year basically as like a hey, you don't have to just wait for your money. We're going to make sure you're good for next year. So like basically to satiate him, and then they can do the same thing, the whole rigmarole of this again next year.
That's right. So he was the extension adds $6 million to the $18 million that he was set to make this year for a total of 24, plus an additional $24 million in 2027. He will make $30 million guaranteed.
Okay.
But he is effectively guaranteed all of the $48 million over the next 2 years because it's unlikely the team will cut him. That's from ESPN. He requested a trade because he had no guaranteed money on his existing deal, and he wanted something that reflected market value, and now he has that.
Good for him. But the Bucs do feel like just kind of on borrowed time a little bit.
We don't talk about them as one of the teams that was affected by brain drain so harshly, but like they lost Dave Canales, who kind of gave us the reformed Baker in
Who
Tampa.
gave us the reformed Geno.
Right.
Liam Cohen.
And then they lose Liam Cohen. And then all of a sudden, this defensive coach who had a couple wonderkin in his pocket, it's like, okay, I can worry about this side of the ball. You guys worry about that side of the ball. And now it's gone. I mean, and that formula works. Like, I mean, works is a stretch. But if you look at, like, the Vikings, for example, Kevin O'Connell, the offensive side, and he has Brian Flores, who he can just go, you deal with those guys. I'll handle my guys. You worry about the defense. Like, that's a formula that works. And if you don't have that in Tampa, where your star player wants some money, you drafted a really good wide receiver who's going to want some money, you've got a all-star left tackle, you need somebody who's going to be able to make these guys feel fulfilled on offense, not just monetarily.
Titans thought they had that, and they hired Brian Callahan, and it couldn't have gone worse.
We have 2 preseason games tonight.
Do we really?
Yes, we do. Robert, I'm sending you something right now in the Twitter group of Adam Schefter talking about how the Raiders plan on using #1 overall pick Fernando Mendoza in the next few games. So the Raiders are in action tonight. They are at the Houston Texans. That is a 7 p.m. kick. Niners and Chargers is a 9 p.m. kick. That one's on NFL Network. Raiders-Texans on ESPN. This is Shefty talking about how the Raiders will utilize Mendoza in the short term.
Gave Fernando Mendoza more reps this week with the ones, and that was partly to give Kirk Cousins a little rest as an aging player, 38 years old, and partly to give Fernando Mendoza more reps and more work as a young, upcoming, ascending player. So it works for both sides to give him more work with the ones. But it also leads us to wonder, okay, well, when is Fernando Mendoza's time coming? And all I can tell you is that the plan is still to start Kirk Cousins on opening day. We also know that each of the last 6 quarterbacks who were selected #1 overall started in their first game on opening day. That's the way it usually goes. The Raiders, I think, are going to buck that trend. And I do think that Kirk Cousins is going to start against the Miami Dolphins. But who knows how that's going to last? That's on Kirk Cousins. If Kirk Cousins plays well and they're winning, he'll keep being the quarterback. If they lose that home opener against the Dolphins, you could already hear the calls in the stadium for Fernando Mendoza right then and there. So it's coming. The question is, how long will Kirk Cousins be able to stave it off?
Well, sweet baby boy looked pretty good in his first preseason game. Kirk Cousins threw a touchdown pass think he was like 5 of 6 with a touchdown pass, Kirk Cousins. Fernando Mendoza looked pretty comfortable, looked decisive, accurate. I mean, if he goes out and plays well tonight, does it start tonight?
I don't know I can't find who is starting tonight between Cousins and Mendoza. They have had joint practices this week. Kirk Cousins has been vocal about his frustration with the Texans and how they're kind of making some contact. He went on like a
Old man doesn't want to get hit.
He went on like a rant, like a Kirk Cousins rant, where he's like smiling through it, where he's like, I might as well take my red jersey off. But he did get upset towards the end of one joint practice because he was getting touched on the arm, and yeah.
Well, that's what got him and Crosby into it. Crosby was getting too close.
That is what he says is you can touch me anywhere, just don't touch my arm. The elbow and the shoulder, he says, is where I can sprain something easily. So he constantly reminds guys, if you're going to touch me, just please don't touch the arm.
Touch me where?
He says you can hit me anywhere you want, or I might as well take the red jersey off because you're playing with an understood rule that if it's not understood, then what are we doing? That was Kirk after a joint practice.
He just sounds like he's right, but he just sounds like such a Karen. Yeah. Are people still doing that, Karens?
I don't know.
I hope they are.
It's my
That's what makes the
mother's
world
name.
go around.
So there you go.
Caring.
2 games tonight.
He is right, though. I understand he sounds like a Karen, but
No, he's right.
you don't touch him. Don't even get close to him. Like, don't sniff him. Don't snort on him. Nothing.
That's one of the few clips I have seen from Seahawks Hard Knocks is Mike McDonald just losing his mind on a defensive player that kept getting too close to Darnold.
What's that cat's name? Is it not Derek Brooks?
I think it was like 58. Oh, it's not the former Tennessee player.
Derek Hall. No, it's the Auburn player.
Auburn.
And he's like complaining about how practice is going. I actually loved this clip. And he's like, oh, it looks like I'm the one running practice. Oh, who would have thought?
Mike McDonald is saying that. Yeah.
Yes. Like going back at him, like, shut up, dude. I'm in charge.
Yeah.
Like,
speaking of joint training camp practices and preseason games, there is one report out of joint training camp practice that I think you need to hear. It's going to make you laugh out loud coming up next. We are back at Titans training camp tomorrow. Welcome back to the show, fueled by Hattie B's Hot Chicken. The best hot chicken in the world, in the universe, in the country, certainly in the state. Back at Titans training camp tomorrow. Brett Kern, J.C. Latham. We were going to open it up to the fans and ask you guys, which Titans player did you want on the show? And we got several submissions for John Franklin Myers, new interior defensive lineman, who will play alongside Jeffrey Simmons. Now, JFM has missed a handful of practices. He's been dealing with some lower back tightness. He was out there yesterday, did speak to the media for the first time in a while yesterday. He was asked about potential participation, given his advanced age and his recent back tightness, potential participation in a preseason game, Robert. And we can play the question from Paul Kaharski and the follow-up with JFM.
You think maybe they roll you out Friday for the practice and hold you out Sunday?
I don't know, and I really don't care, man. I'm a football player. I do this shit, and there ain't nothing else that we here, you know. If we put me out there, don't shit. You gonna think I'm playing regardless. I'm here to support.
What was the question again?
About playing in the preseason.
Yeah, do you mind?
Do you mind?
What a great answer.
And I don't know, and I really don't care, man.
He could have gone so many generic directions with that, and I love that that's the way he went. Between him and Colin Saunders, a very NSFW day of Titans practice yesterday.
Yeah.
That's one moment Titans are probably happy that they're like, hey, no recording. Remember, we said everyone you're not allowed to record.
Very explicit celebration from Saunders at one point.
Colin Saunders, what did he get a TFL yesterday or stuff a run?
I don't even remember what it was.
No,
I think he stuffed a run.
I was more distracted by the ejaculatory celebration.
Oof. What about this Javon Kinlaw? This is what JFM reminded me of. Is it not playing it?
No.
The whole way he can go.
Oh,
Charles Omenihu can go.
That was weird. It was playing and not coming out. Hold on. That is so odd.
Yeah, it's not playing.
Whole way he can go. Charles Omenihu can go.
Wow.
Caleb Vaughn can go. Tim Settle, he can go. Who else am I missing? Then we got D. Wise back. You already know he can go. We got D.A. coming back. He can go. Jerzon can go. I mean, D-Payne can go. You know, it's going to be exciting, bro.
Was that during the offseason program?
Yeah, I think they were asking him, like, hey, were you excited to play with all these playmakers on the defensive line?
And what you don't hear at the front end is after, like, the first cuss, he says, excuse my language or something.
And then
goes on to lay down like 20 more.
Can I hear JFM's response again when asked about playing in the preseason, please?
You want the whole thing?
Yep.
You think maybe they roll you out Friday for the practice and hold you out Sunday?
I don't know, and I really don't care, man. I'm a football player. I do this shit, and there ain't nothing else that we here, you know. If we put me out there, don't shit. You gonna think I'm playing regardless. I'm here to support.
He just keeps going.
It's the landing, the punctuation,
so funny,
Robert,
man.
of I'm here to support.
That's so
I'm here to
funny.
support.
I'm here to support.
I'm here to support.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
So no, we're not putting him on the radio show.
Puts the F in JFM for sure.
Does. He sure did. The other piece of audio that I thought was funny for a different reason is this report that came out of, so I guess the Colts and the Falcons are having joint training camp practices right now. And it's a local Colts beat reporter, Kevin Bowen, is doing one of these selfie video recaps of practice after the day. And tell me if you can pick up on the part that is laugh out loud funny.
All right, I got that as a wrap. Day 12, joint practice number 1, Colts and Falcons. Boy, the ball did not hit the turf for Daniel Jones after kind of a rocky week for the passing offense. Flawless, not one incompletion from him today. I had him about 14 of 14. A lot of Ashton Doolin, a lot of Seth McGowan making some plays out of the backfield as well. The run game not as productive, but, you know, again, I wouldn't lose sleep over the Colts run game. If you're going to pick one that you want to see a little better, I think you want to see the pass game better in these sorts of settings there. So really strong from Jones. Other quarterbacks I thought were fairly good. Not a lot of reps. Riley Leonard more than Richardson. They'll flip that tomorrow. I thought Tua was absolutely horrific. I thought the Falcons were terrible with their starting offense. Justin Wally had a pick in this end zone right over here. Pick 6.
Was just the
I thought
Tua part.
Tua was absolutely horrific. Did you see his quotes after the preseason game? He said it wasn't up to standard. It wasn't even up to par. He's talking as if he just lost a playoff game, but he's out there in a preseason game in year 7 talking about his inability to perform. How glad are Dolphins fans? Like, whatever, Dolphins probably have the least amount of excitement around their season, right?
Probably.
Do Jets fans have more excitement than Dolphins fans?
Zach?
I would say so.
He says yes.
But I will say, if I was a Dolphin fan, I would be very intrigued by Malik Willis. I think he is a big upgrade over Tua, and I'm looking forward to seeing him in action.
That's what I'm saying. However bad it feels to be a Dolphins fan right now, understanding what your team's getting ready to go through, which is a rebuilding season, you just watch Tua and you think, thank God that's not my problem anymore. He is awful.
Are the Falcons going to be bad?
I think they're going to be terrible. Like, when's the last time we've seen one of these NFC South teams just straight up crater?
I don't know who's going to rush.
The Panthers?
Yeah, Bryce Young.
Yeah.
I don't know who's going to rush the passer. James Pierce suspended 8 games. Jalen, oh goodness, I'm blanking.
Walker
out for the season.
For a team that was second in the league in sacks last year.
Tua looks brutal. We have no clue if Michael Penix is good. Absolutely no idea. He's coming off an ACL.
I think it's telling that they keep giving Tua opportunities. I mean, I know he's still recovering, Penix, but they don't seem in a super big hurry to get him out there. What a mess. Preseason tonight. We'll have football to talk about tomorrow. What are you going to make Cheyenne do instead of
rub my feet?
No, she's never going to rub your feet.
Yes, she is. She will. If she would like me to walk down the aisle and me to give her the happiest years of her life and allow her to bear my children, she will rub my feet. She will.
I'm sure she had other plans than preseason football and feet rubs.
She got to go out last night. She can come home, make a little din-din, rub a little feet tonight.
Doesn't that sound enticing? Soccer. They won. Again.
Found a way. Wasn't pretty, but found a way. Maxwell Waleji with the header on a free kick supplied.
I'm sorry, who?
Maxwell Waleji.
What a name.
The Ghanaian center back that they signed in the offseason. He's been awesome, man.
Waleji.
Whenever you go to an NSC game and you see the tall, rangy center back pumping up the crowd, that's Maxwell Waleji. He's been fun to watch. Found a way late at Red Bulls, and now they are 7 points clear of Miami at the top of the table. They are on pace to smash Miami's points record that they set 2 years ago.
Their season goes until like October, though, right?
The last game of the regular season is at the beginning of November.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And Espinosa's back, right? He's on the pitch count last night?
He's been back since Leagues Cup, and he's been excellent. So
know it all?
Yes.
No,
I do.
I love it. Patrick Yazbek did come back from a long injury. The Australian midfielder came off the bench. So they're basically full strength at this point and gearing up for a trophy push.
How was their counter press last night?
Counter press was solid.
That's good. Love to hear it.
You done?
I am.
Okay, good. We are. See you tomorrow.